We're live?
Roll for initiative because we are live. I let the video go a little too far there.
I'm sorry, I
Just snuck up on us. Hello. And welcome
we're
back, everybody, to Windfall.
Hey.
Hi. Don't do that thing.
I had to resist. I was like,
What's the worst is I did the video recap this week, so I had to watch it again, and I had to see it. And I was trying to delete the clip, but I accidentally isolated the clip, so I just saw it over and over.
Keep watching, you
And
asshole.
then you did it at the end of the episode.
I did.
You went, bye. And you did it so fast after I said goodnight to chat that I couldn't cut it. So you can see at the end of the recap, Mitchell just goes, and starts to creep into the scene. Welcome back, everybody, to Windfall. We are on episode 4
really
or
small
5.
at some
Episode
point.
5. We
In the
missed,
middle
we
of the
missed a couple
campaign,
weeks.
middle
Week
of the
on,
session.
week off, week on, week off, so it's been a little strange. Yeah, so first of all, I would like to thank, of course, Californians for the use of our theme song, which is composed just for us. Thank you, Californians. You are awesome, and thank you for our other royalty-free music from Incompetech, Kevin MacLeod, and everyone else. Great, and thank you for your offering.
I couldn't pass up the opportunity to have a hype train start.
I trained from the table. It's like just hype ourselves up a little bit.
It counts.
I don't
that
think I don't think I have anything to
Gotta be your own hype person.
announce or anything to set up, unless you guys are just ready real quick.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our I guess our proper episode of Windfall. All right, so it's been so long. The Windfall begins to press westward bound towards their next destination, leaving the air around their recently opened words clinging tightly with the untouched possibility of conversation. The wind is fair now, and the ship is lively now that the lull of the sleeping sea has been broken up by your recent conquest. As you guys get on board and begin to return to your daily duties, you can see swabbies and shipmates gather around, hoping to hear some sort of gossip or hint of treasure from your recent status report.
Book.
Wait, book?
Book. There's a book. That's my treasure.
they all huddle around, and
Other people
Wesley's
got,
just
like,
sitting there going,
shiny coins and medals. I got a cool book.
Y'all will not believe this. The real treasure was the knowledge we made along the way. It was strange.
At that, there are audible groans. You see like 6 sailors just like, oh, it's always knowledge or friendship. They just like, grab their brooms or their scrubs, and they just like kind of split up a little bit.
But it really is books.
It really was books.
Oh, I did get these sweet ass glasses. Check them out. They're kind of green.
And that more sailors now depart, and the morale of the crew takes a hit. Hang on.
Oh,
You should have shown them that shiny coin and badge you got.
no, they're really cool.
Mr. Darrow approaches to you. Remember, he is the helmsman of the ship. Very professional, dark hair, stern look. He says,
Yep.
Mr. Burnstock, it's good to see you back on board. Your orders, sir?
How'd y'all do while we were gone?
The island was sparse as far as materials go. There was very little in way of trees or lumber, but we took what we could from the trees without completely burning down the island. We managed to salvage some...
An unorthodox sentence, but continue.
We managed to salvage some
Kindling?
fish in the area,
Yep.
and there was little in way of game, but we got enough supply for perhaps a day of provisions or so, and we see that those were stowed in your kitchen, Cordelia. I defer to you for orders because the captain is currently locked in his cabin. He's in one of his...
Is there just like a repetitive thumping noise?
He sort of grimaces a little bit. And he says, there hasn't been much noise at all. The first mate went to speak to him, but there was some irate language coming between the two of them. There was...
I can't imagine the Smith raising his voice that much.
the smith was unheard, but the captain was loud enough for the both of them.
Oh, yeah.
The smith has not been back up yet. He has been below decks, seeing to supplies. But the captain has not come out, and he told me to defer to you when you returned to set the next location.
All right. Can you bring us the map?
I believe Cass will have the map.
Yeah. Do we only have the one?
We have the one.
Feels like. What if it gets wet?
Mr. Darrow just looks and he says, "This is," and you can see he's like, "Yes, this is an actual problem." The problem being that we need to make port in order to have one. I could begin drafting one, or if anyone has any calligraphy skills themselves or cartography skills themselves.
No, I think we got a backup. But yeah, you're not wrong though. At some point, we should probably make to a civilized land once the ship's in a little bit better condition.
I think that we're just a few days of repairs away, and we should be able to get out of the sleeping sea. The crew is ready to go. The lull of this place has been affecting them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I do think we're not going to go very far. I think the last I had a conversation, we were just going to scoot on over to that nearby island. I think it's approximately a single day away.
Yes, it is 1 day of sailing away.
Give or take 0 hours.
Yes. It will take exactly that much time to sail there. As you can see on the map, we're going to right yonder, that little one right in I 7-8
But
right there.
I will go check. Kai, you want to come give me a hand?
Yeah, sure.
And I walk towards the map
Okay.
with Cass.
Oh,
And-
I guess I'll hand you the one that I got too from. Because
The outdated one?
yeah,
The old map.
might as well. And then I'm gonna head below to start hammering shit.
Okay.
Brooks, before you go, I know you all thought that well, perhaps I should have this after everything, but well, I think you might make better use of it. And she'll give you the diplomat's badge. You seem to have a better way with words, anyways.
I do. Oh, okay. Well, thanks. Yeah. He puts it in his pocket and just goes down.
So, as you head below deck,
Oh, I wasn't ready.
yeah, we'll counter again. Just as you head below deck, you're met with a sound. And we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. Roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind. And then you see passing past you, not singing, but like turned in the direction of the singing. You can see it's not in the galley, but in one of the side rooms. That's the infirmary, which is literally just a cot and some other miscellaneous things, a storage room, if you will. You can see walking past you, if I can pull up my notes here, Reinbach. Reinbach is a goblin. She is a deckhand on the boat. She is extremely muscular. I mean, for a goblin, she's freaking built. And she's extremely well dressed, like in the style of Mr. Darrow, except maybe even of a finer sailor's outfit. A wonderful overcoat, tightly fitted pants that are tucked into fine boots, adornments perfectly tailored. And she looks in the direction of the singing. She says, "It's the one you brought back. He's been singing ever since he woke up. It would be annoying, but honestly, it's kind of nice. But he's awake now if you want to check on him. I've been just coming in periodically just to see what you brought back. I'll be up top deck." And she kind of gives you a little wave and she heads upstairs.
Brooks is thinking, he's like, I didn't want this guy here.
You can ignore him.
Yeah, I think I will. I'm just gonna walk past. I think he'll walk past and just kind of like do that thing where it's like I'm nonchalantly peeking into the room.
So if you're going to peek into the room, You do see Frederick, and he is laying on a cot, and he's laying back, and his hands over his head, and he looks miserable, and it stinks. It smells in there like someone that hasn't taken a bath in quite some time. And there's some really light sobbing and like when you have chest pain and you don't want to breathe, he's got some of that going on. And then he'll just start singing again. Oh, a night on the town wouldn't do us any harm. A night on the town wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind.
So I think Brooks walks past and then just stands there. He's like, and like he turns around and goes to like the water barrel and scoops out a tankard of water to bring to him.
Because we don't have buckets.
That's right. There's no buckets aboard the Windfall.
We have barrels. He'll scoop some into a cup or a tankard or whatever, and set it next to him and say, I see you're awake.
His eyes kind of like slowly roll open, and he looks at the water, and he looks at you. Frederick, he's making a good recovery. When you look at him, his youthful features are degraded with sagging skin, dark eye sockets, and he has this wild look, that you've seen in like maybe Mad Men or Animals before. Go ahead and roll occultism. We're going to recall knowledge.
Occultism.
He looks feral.
He's foaming at the mouth.
Not rabid.
24.
24, that's pass. So with your occultism check, you can tell from his appearance that he was likely cursed in his early 20s, and the curse has not allowed him to age. Since he's been trapped, his body hasn't aged. The wear and tear and the haggardness of his body is largely due to the nature of his imprisonment and his torture. His skin is sagging, his eyes are dark, his hair's falling out, he's emaciated, all because just of what he went through. He takes the water and he like drains it like you've never seen a man so thirsty before. And he like slides it over to you, and he's visibly crying, like completely vulnerable. And he like hands the cup back to you, and his fingers are just bony, and he like pulls them together. They made me drink 8 bottles of liquor a day for I can't count the years.
As he's talking, I'm going to grab another tankard of water.
And he, like, if you bring it back to him, he is just... I never thought. He looks you in the eyes. Thank you. You and your crewmates for saving me. I was a shantyman aboard the Liberté. I was doing forced labor for petty thievery in the Isles of Liberation when Captain Rambaldi freed me from the Tobacco Islands. I served dutifully for many years. Pain is slow to forget your body. It follows you for many years, and although my voice brought strength to the Liberté, I struggled with myself. The captain trusted me with the task, and due to my drinking, I failed spectacularly. We lost a lot that night. Rambaldi was a good man, honest and brave and true. And when he found me next, some weeks later, slinking in the shadows, trying to hide in my shame, he did not raise a fist in anger. He said not a word, did not pull his cutlass or his pistol. He just, and his fingers are trembling, and he pulls out a single piece of parchment, and he passes it to you. You open it up. It's just a little square of parchment paper, and there's a single black spot on it. Go ahead and roll Society, or if you have it, roll Pirate Lore.
Society it is.
Society it is.
Not as good. I'll use a hero point. Why not?
Okay.
Hopefully it's good. Oh, same number. 12.
A 12?
Yeah. Dang it.
You don't recognize this symbol.
It's just a spot.
It's just a black spot.
What is it?
The black spot is a pirate's death sentence. A sailor's death sentence. Usually it means your crew is coming to hunt you down. I fled, like the coward I was, but I was discovered on my journey across the sea and thrown overboard. Everything grew cold, faded to black, and when I awoke, I was once again aboard the Liberté. But it was as when you found me. And it had been since.
Looks like a curse to me. Does he still seem bound by whatever curse it was? Or now that he's gone?
It's likely that you rescued him, that he's probably broken free of it, but if the Liberté still exists, for example, you guys put some holes in it and it sunk down, but it's a ghost ship, so if, Captain Rambaldi decides to come back, he may still very well be hunted. And he kind of taps the paper. The spot is still there, and I still feel marked. I don't know if it's just a feeling, but you did not hear you're here to hear my woes. You've done enough for me.
I'm gonna hand that parchment back.
Yeah, he takes it. He kind of texted him. I believe I owe you treasure. And he tries to sit up, and you can hear like bones cracking.
I'm just gonna put a hand on his chest, well, just to
He has no resistance whatsoever. He's just down.
Well, as he starts moving, I just kind of gently press so that he doesn't move.
Uh huh.
I don't want to.
Yeah. Brooks kills him.
Oops. Oh, it was easier than I thought. Finally, I can kill something.
Yeah. And he will tell you the location of where he buried his treasure. So,
I will write that down.
yes, he tells you he buried the treasure in a place called Empty Isle. On your map, it's marked on the place where it's K1. And I'll pull up the map real quick so you guys might be able to see. So K1 is up here. That's about 9 days sailing away from you guys. It's a straight shot with not a lot of
I don't think we have 9 days.
I don't think we have 9 days
Yeah.
of supply.
So it's a lot of
They
sailing.
went first.
Empty Isle is known as a nothingness, a stopping point, a place to stretch your legs. There is nothing in way of natural resources or treasure. It's just a
That
flat.
sucks.
It's just a flat bit of earth in the middle of the ocean. But on certain days, when the tide moves, the water does not move naturally. It drains in these underneath channels, and smaller islands will be revealed. On one of those underwater islands, I buried a great treasure. It is yours and your crew's. I claim none of it for my own.
I will make sure Cordelia knows that. Okay, she's writing it down. Good. You should get some rest.
It's hard to sleep. I have been trying to sing. It's the only way to drown out the song. Never again.
I'm gonna get him one more tankard of water before I leave.
He guzzles it down. Thank you. You don't owe me your sympathy. But I thank you.
This is because I'm about to start hammering shit really loudly, and I hope you don't have a really bad hangover headache.
If you drank 8 bottles of liquor a day for how many years? How long do you think the hangover would last?
You should get some rest. As much as you can.
He doesn't seem inspired by that. He lays down, and you hear him singing, "And we'll roll."
Hey, if it were up to me, he would have been left on that thing anyway, so like, whatever.
Alright, and so he'll just continue singing.
I did you a courtesy by at least warning you.
Yeah.
And you can see his song, like, it begins to, like, affect you, even though it's, you know, maybe mildly annoying or it's carrying throughout the ship. There is a warm sort of power to his song. A proper shantyman is something that this ship has not yet seen. It's inspiring in a way, despite his depreciated situation. So, back to the rest of the crew. What are the rest of us up to?
Kai and I were just approaching Cass.
Mm-hmm. Ah, well, there you are. That was a quick little jaunt. I hope it wasn't too bad for you.
Actually, matter of fact, I kind of had a bit of a near-death experience on that island, and it something to do with mold. Don't worry about it. It got me to thinking. You know, as my life flashed before my eyes, I was like, right there. I was like, man, how fucked would the crew of the Windfall be without me? And it kind of made me think, like, you know, some of us are kind of more important and kind of more capable. And as I was thinking about it, I was like, you know who else is really important is Cass. And like, you know, you do this whole job so well, but like, what if something were to happen to you? Have you ever thought about that?
What do you want, Ernie?
So we're going to start a system of checks and balances, and everybody's going to learn 2 jobs. So
No.
it's round robin. Look, you can pick. I'm coming to you first. What do you want your backup to be? Do you want it to be storing stuff? I'll let you look at my stuff.
She smiles at you. Did you ever hear about how I got on this ship, Ernie?
You told me like 2 days ago, but there was also this really cool bird, and I was looking at the bird.
She walks over.
Okay.
So Cassiopeia, she has extremely pale skin. She has a very sharp-featured, elegant, high-class feature. She's gorgeous, thick, full lips, really dusky eyes, long black curly hair, and this massive, gaudy hat that's just tilted with a feather and everything. She wears this huge, coat that covers up every
if you're
inch.
wearing that hat, what's Wesley wearing?
Oh, Wesley, I do like that. She is always surrounded by members of the crew that are just like looking at her and just admiring her from a distance.
She's cool.
She's missing her left arm, but she has a very neat sling over it. She turned into a fashion accessory so that her sling. I had it on repeat. I swear to God. Her sling just matches exactly into the rest of her outfit. She's always got pouches and charts and things of studious nature upon her. And she walks over to you, her boots just clacking on this, and she stares down at you as she is about 6'1". She looks down at you.
I unconsciously go to my tippy toes.
Yeah. And then she kneels down.
Yeah.
I respect the chain of command. I really do. I have one job on this ship, and I'm very damn good at it. If you would like someone else to try, you can relieve me of my duty, and I'll enjoy some free time.
I feel like you didn't really listen to the part where I was like doing the whole song and dance. I feel like you just kind of jumped to the ending here.
My time is precious, Ernie. Is yours?
I mean, we both know that it is. I haven't slept more than 3 hours in a row in a while. I don't know why people are just always come to me. They could come to you sometimes.
They could. They really could. But see, I redirect them to you.
Yeah.
Because my time is so valuable to me. So I would like this conversation to end very quickly.
Look, okay, fine. Whatever. We need to get to one island over, and I need you to chart a course for Mr. Darrow.
She tilts
Yeah,
her
I know.
head.
It's over there. Like,
Mr. Darrow, can you turn the wheel 3 inches to the left?
the other thing.
Left.
It's just sailors left. Where's the sailing? Where's the sailing turn?
From behind them, you hear Kai go, huh, map's wrong.
The other thing, and this is a loner. Could you maybe compare this, and I pull out the outdated map.
Oh, see, that's a job I would very much like to do.
Why don't you compare this to our map and see if there's anything to be learned? This thing, best we can tell, is at least 100 years old, maybe 1,000 years old, but definitely between 100 and 1,000 years old. Don't say I never did anything for
I
you.
can imagine he's just kind of wriggling.
Ernie, you always fuck around with people.
Yeah, well,
you know I love presents.
I have a hard time with I like to collect things. It's the giving away the items that's a problem.
She holds the chart behind her, and you see a swabby literally get up off the deck, run, and then hold it open for her. Well, there's one glaring thing I notice. There are 6 islands on this map that aren't on the new one. Could be something lost to history.
Wait, the islands are missing?
They're not on the new map.
Okay, well maybe we can, I once saw a picture book and it did imaginary things in a dotted line. Just a suggestion, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your business, but it's kind of like, are they real or not?
Ernie, I'm going to let you go back to being very good at your job.
Okay.
And I will go be very good at mine. And she takes the chart.
Did you get anything from that?
Well, you look over to ask that, and Kai literally has his map overlaid across the typical map that's on the table, and he's comparing them, looking at the normal map, and he's like, "No, seriously, guys, the map's wrong."
Sorry, their map? Our map?
Yeah, our usual map is wrong.
Which part?
Well, you can see here, these islands, the islands we were just on, the scale's completely off. The representative's so big here, but they're not as big as we thought they were.
I have a hard time with scale because I'm pretty small. Is Cass paying attention to us at all?
She's kind of she's really interested in Kai right now, actually. She loves, you can see for all her flamboyance, she loves being, that's her personality. She enjoys the extravagance of her own nature, but she is also extremely intelligent, and she really loves diving into maps and things of that nature. So she's listening very, very intently.
A couple of days ago, when we were on the island, the one you lit on fire, I was counting footsteps as we went, and it's not as big as it's pictured here. You can see, and then he shows the map, the map he's been drawing, where
now,
he has
are you sure
it about.
You counted right? Because at one point we all broke into a run when you yelled, "Oh shit! It sure is burning!"
I counted steps before that. I wasn't counting while we were running. But look, see? The uphill trail, and he points to some of the detail on the map, and he's like, that it wasn't this long. And you can compare the two maps. And then he points back to the old map that the Swappy is holding over. He's like, that means that here, between these two, there should be room for that island. I don't think anything happened. I think it was just lost.
Well, maybe we should do that dotted line thing. I think he's right. And also, this island, this one right here, it's bigger on the inside. So, I don't know what you can do about that, but
I'll draw another dotted line.
it's pretty big in there.
Ernie,
Filled with books.
I sincerely hope you get some sleep soon. Master Kai, would you want to go over these charts with me? I would love your...
That's what I was starting with! That was the plan! You dumbass! That was the whole thing! He's gonna learn maps so that if you get eaten by some sort of big fish, we have a backup map person. I'm gonna get some other dumbass to learn cannons, and then someone's gonna learn my job. Fuck! I'm leaving. God damn it!
Yeah, get fucked, Cass.
There's a... Oh my god. There's a swabby that's scrubbing the deck, and he's looking up at you, and he's like, you know she's on this ship because she killed all her old crew, right?
I did not know that. It always says, you know how I got here, and I keep forgetting to listen.
You're aware that she's a vampire?
What?
Mr. Burnstock, aren't you an officer on this ship?
She can't be a vampire. It's daylight.
She's got a big hat!
Oh god, I've never seen her without that hat on.
It's all making sense.
Okay. Hold on.
No, I'm not using talking to you, sir.
I reach into
With all due respect, sir. With all due respect.
I reach into my backpack and I pull out my mirror and I'm like,
You can see her in the mirror. Roll, oh fuck, what is this? Society? I guess roll society, or would this be nature?
Vampire lore.
22.
She is what's known as a Dampier. So she is a humanoid with vampire blood in her.
Terry's
So
full
she's
of
not-
shit.
Which is there is a rumor that Cassiopeia, Cass's full name, she does take her duties very seriously. She's a bookkeeper and researcher. She's very intelligent. She loves her job, but she does not really pull her weight on the crew, and she also does not accept discipline from anybody except the smith. You and she usually get along because she just does her job very well.
Also, we both like to talk shit.
You both like to talk shit, yeah. But the captain has literally never reprimanded her for a darn thing. In fact, the captain can't even meet her eye.
She walked in on the captain doing something.
That's the rumor.
All right. Yeah, I do continue to walk away.
Oh my god.
But faster.
But faster.
You just like hear Swabby, we're gonna need a new quartermaster soon.
Exactly.
You get it, man. You get it.
Promotion!
We're all in a place. Hey, come with me.
Sir?
I'm going to show you where I keep my stuff.
Is Terry?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, yes, sir.
Let me show you where the buckets are, and then we walk away.
So we do have buckets.
The end of this game is
Must
be like 2 years from now, and there's just gonna be like buckets like in the bottom of the ship. Like, oh, there was another deck. It's all buckets all the way down.
Or on the final treasure we get will be an adamantine bucket.
Yeah, or like, when we start doing merch, it's just gonna be buckets that have Windfall on it.
Every time they buy a bucket, they just bring it down there and forget about it.
With a bucket.
You can keep all the buckets in the bottom. Once the ship fills with water, you don't have to fill them. You just pick the bucket up.
Christ.
+3 striking bucket.
Efficient.
Okay, can someone else, Cordelia, please, Wesley, someone.
Okay, so I was
Somebody
thinking,
please.
while that's all going on, like, I guess either not caring or just used to people not really paying that much attention to what Wesley's doing, he got his brass ear back out and he's back to listening to the captain. So this removes the brass ear. I think it removes like the penalty for listening through a door. But
Roll a perception check.
he do be curious about what's going on.
Spooky.
He just snored.
I'm amazed at what I prepare for because I did not know you were going to do that with your brass ear.
I want to use my hero point
Do it.
Oh, yeah.
because I'm actually very interested in this. And I rolled low. I rolled lower that time. So that's a 13.
A 13? All right. With a 13, I'm afraid that is a failure. Not a critical failure, but it's a failure. You can hear the captain is being hushed, which for the captain is a great task. It is a very, very big task for him to do that.
Personality.
But he is speaking in a hushed whisper. And there is some very warm, timbered, solid response to him that you assume is the smith. And there's clearly some sort of argument going on in the captain's cabin right now.
Was I mistaken when they said the smith was downstairs?
They did say he was downstairs.
I'm gonna go look downstairs.
Okay.
I'm
So-
gonna look for the smith just to confirm my thoughts.
Okay.
Because if I think I hear the smith, and the smith is supposed to be below deck,
Mm-hmm.
Ho, ho.
I do be curious.
So you go downstairs and you can hear the singing, and we'll roll the old. You hear Frederick singing to himself, and you pass by going down below decks, and down below decks you do see the first mate, the smith. Remember, appears to be an elf, but his eyes are pure, like almost like lightning green with energy. He has cracked veins that break like runes in his arm that show this green glow, and he's constantly sparking and humming as if this energy lives within him. And he's currently just moving some boxes, and he gives you a courteous nod. Oh, Wesley, it is good to see you back.
Mr. Smith, are you capable of being in 2 places at once?
On occasion, I've been known to use certain skills that allow me to maintain more than one point of inquiry at a time. My duties often require me to do more than one thing, and multitasking is an important facet of my job.
Okay. I mean, I guess that solves his curiosity. Like, oh.
He smiles. You're crafty. You're the first one that's noticed.
Well, it's just, I was doing a little eavesdropping and thought I heard you with the captain, but they said you had tired of that. But it seems you're not quite finished with him.
Were you eavesdropping, Wesley?
I just said I was eavesdropping.
He smiles.
I've been
Wesley.
eavesdropping you.
Go eavesdrop again.
Okay. I like grab my breast here and like
Start cleaning it as you.
Sneak around the back balcony, beneath where the helm is. Slip down on the back deck and see if you can hear.
all right.
I ain't been dropping no eaves, sir. Honest.
No, Wesley's like, I'm dropping
I'm
eaves,
trying-
sir. Honest.
I'm like, I was eavesdropping. He's like, we're eavesdropping.
All right.
Yes.
So, how do you want to get over there? Because there's a bunch of there's some seamen. There's Mr. Darrow on deck. You can see Cass and Kai looking over a map. There's some people hoisting the sail. You see Reinbach. She's like getting the Halar, the main sail line, like set up and secure. They're unfurling the sails since we're about to turn. They had rolled them up, so as the ship's turning towards the other island, they are now rolling them down to catch the wind. And Mr. Darrow is like turning the ship, and Ernie's off walking somewhere, and you see him pass you with Terry in tow. What are you doing to get over towards the captain's deck?
Is there something like heavy, like unnecessary around, like just something?
There's plenty of swabbies, yes.
Not a swabby. Maybe like
There is a like a large crate of pickles. It's a day of supplies of pickles. So that's one of your supplies.
how important are pickles?
I mean,
Pickle
it's one day's supplies of food.
Pickle day.
I mean, yeah.
Pickle
I think if he could like kind of wait till no one's looking, knock it off the opposite side of the captain's quarters, and then slink his way and sort of drop behind and balance around.
You need to roll stealth, and I'll roll a secret roll for everyone else on the deck.
Oh, geez,
Where are you at?
I still have...
I'm probably down in the galley checking on what was gathered.
We'll get there real quick then.
Kind of
Pickles in the crow's nest.
kind of wish
It's a callback just for you, Big Jelly.
0 point for this.
So burn all those hero points early.
It's bad. I rolled a 2, so 12.
Alright, hang on. No, this is for Ernie. And I'll change the music back
There's
because
an amount of like as
so
he pushes
you
the
guys
crate.
are currently out at sea with limited supplies, far away from islands that you can get natural resources. You're trying to keep the crew alive. Ernie, the
And
quarter.
that's why I keep the buckets there.
Yeah. So as you're walking with Terry, you watch Wesley come up deck and shove one of your barrels off the edge. He just does it. He just takes the supplies and he throws the supplies overboard.
I grab my signal whistle and I start blowing it.
Okay.
Pickles overboard! Pickles overboard! They're gonna double brown!
That's the distraction I needed!
We can't double pickle! You can only pickle once! God damn it! Terry, get some rope! I take off running.
Okay.
Well,
Please take a hero point for double brine. Oh my god. Wesley says, "That's my chance." What do you do, Wesley, in the middle of this game?
Oh no! As I like walk backwards towards the railing, I need to slip behind and balance my way.
So, you guys hear the alert whistle from downstairs. The seamen are literally like drawing swords and like running upstairs. Like
Hammer louder.
You can see Reinbach, she's already tied a rope around and she's like, huh, and she's like jumping into the water to recover. And Wesley, you're just like, whoop, on the back balcony. So,
man,
as the
I need to
rescue...
switch you. You have not rolled above a 5 yet.
Someone secure our crate of sandwiches. We can't lose them both.
Do you want to dice jail it?
The PvP, sir, they're compromised. So, I guess that worked in your favor.
I already must have known something was up.
Terry's like, can I get one of those whistles?
When you're ready.
So, Wesley. Today's episode, I can't. Wesley, as you're there, and you take your brass ear, your hearing horn, and you press it against the wall of the captain's quarters. Roll perception one more time for me. This isn't guaranteed.
Please don't be doo-doo. It's doo-doo.
What you got?
12.
Okay. Since you're closer, the DC is lower, but that's still a failure. So this is what you get.
You just hear a signal whistle.
Still going.
I need them to stop yelling at pickles.
You hear the smith talking first. Deserve to know. And then you hear the captain. They do not know I'm here. Stay in the sleeping sea until we find it. And then you hear the smith again. Danger to us all. And then you hear the captain say something about Saul Sai, just as much of a hero as you are. My ship. And that's about all you can pick up.
Okay. Where? I forgot my notebook.
And at that, you hear the door of the captain's cabin open up, and the smith walks out, and he locks eyes with you, and he says, "Is the pickle situation under containment?"
Just about, sir. I believe we've got people securing the crate currently.
Good. Pickle Day is my favorite.
It's important for morale.
And he heads below deck. The captain does not come out of his quarters. All right, let's get to Cordelia.
I don't see the two Smiths meet. Yeah.
I figure after the kerfuffle of this morning between the ghost ship and the island, she's gone down to the galley to start seeing what exactly it was that the rest of the crew had managed to gather off of the island, to take note of it, and then start prepping for supper.
Okay. Riley says, "It's good to see you back, love. It's what they brought in today. Mostly tubers, radishes, things of that nature. Wild forage, some of them pretty good size." She takes a bite of a big radish that would have been nice to serve to the whole crew, and she's crunching on it.
Decent amount of roughage, it would seem.
And Riley, the small halfling that's missing her right arm, always has this sort of mischievous smile, but you can't see, for she wears this sort of leather mask that only covers one of her eyes and has a circle, sort of Hannibal Lecter-esque hole for her mouth, and the other half, the leather covering up the other half of her face. And she looks back up at you. "A bite, love. You look famished."
Oh dear. You know what? Sure. Thank you, dear.
She takes a bite out of it, and then peels the part that she bites.
You really don't.
Your little teeth can't break the skin.
I'm sure they would do just fine.
Riley's got
no,
you, dearie.
Riley, please.
Thank you. He said please as she said thank you.
And I'll actually take the full radish, not the bit, not the bit. And she'll pull out one of her kitchen knives and kind of carve off a piece for herself before handing it back. Much appreciated, love.
So what did you all find on that island anyway?
Mostly torches, statues, a lot of pain, a little achy myself after all of it.
Well, you should lie down.
Oh, I will.
I can clear
once-
the infirmary. The drunk one, he's been nothing but singing the whole time.
Oh, he's awake.
Oh, he's been awake. You can hear the singing in the halls. It's quite nice, actually.
That's what that was. No, I'm sure he needs it more than I, and I'll get some rest in the evening. No, we did find out. Well, it wasn't necessarily treasure that we found, but we did find some information. A few of us got some books. It'll be exciting.
Oh, yeah. We love books.
Nothing that'll interest Melicotta, though.
Right. I'm afraid if we don't get something shiny soon, the captain's gonna have another one of his
Fits. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have a bit of more luck on the next island. I do believe we're heading to another one. Get some rest before that one. Where's that barrel of crabs?
The crabs are down below deck that keep him in the water. Took him out of the barrel and put him on the floor.
Free range. Great.
I put a little net around them, and they scuttling around in there.
Just like the net just like moving.
You spoiled my joke!
Right. I'll go ahead and collect them then. If you could start some water boiling.
She nods, and you see her grab like a big fireplace log and like put it on the stove, and then she takes a little bit of black powder and sprinkles it on top.
Oh dear.
Oh, boil going real fast.
Yes, you sure will. I need to get out of here.
And she's gonna start boiling some water for you. All right, where were we with Kai and the maps?
Let's see. So we left off going over. Basically, I think we're going over the maps and trying to figure out where these 6 islands are actually coming from, because from everywhere we've sailed past up to this point, it doesn't make sense that there could be 6 islands where they say those 6 islands are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've solved the problem of 1 island, but that's 5 more unaccounted for. 5 more that I don't know how they can be where it says they are.
Frankly, I think we're dealing with not enough information here. And she like points to some of the islands off towards the northeast. Unless we go to these islands right here and know the calculations of their size, there's no knowing what the gaps are. So, who's to say there couldn't be a whole cluster over there, a whole archipelago that we haven't discovered yet?
So, in that case, our simplest path, assuming we get a reasonable number of supplies along the way, and Kai charts a simple, like, hopping path up to those islands that says, if we're getting a reasonable number of supplies at each island, we can make the distance. We know we wouldn't make a straight shot.
It's reasonable, and it looks like it could be good for stopping. My worry is, are we really going to spend this long on the Sleeping Sea? Why aren't we just sailing south? We're not that far from some of the Tarvish Islands, or we could stop off in Sadras. One of the free cities would surely take us at port. There's even safe places in Kelthorn. That's not too far from here. A week at most.
Every time Quartermaster asks the captain says, no, we stay here.
There hasn't been shit to see for it for... It's been over a month in this little section of nowhere. We have Restorin to the northwest. We have Arla to straight north. We have Tarva to the east. We can go south to Gold Run and seek our fortunes there. What are we doing in this little corner of the world where nothing's happening?
It does seem a bit weird. And then Kai will start essentially laying down some of their string from island to island that they've been to so far, and it does feel, it seems like we're retracing our steps. That hasn't occurred to me up to this point.
Remember when we were running out of food?
Most of the time.
The soft tack tobacco.
One of his worst ideas.
I just worry that what the captain says our mission is not actually our mission. And that we're going to be in the Sleeping Sea for a lot longer than originally planned.
I feel like I would be in earshot of that.
Okay, yeah, you're hearing horn.
Well, yeah, I mean, I figure I was getting back on deck and heard her say that, and I'll be like, yeah, I think the captain's looking for something out here that he doesn't feel he can share with us.
Wesley, you devil, what do you know?
Well, there was a bit of noise about pickles or something, so I couldn't hear everything. But it sounds like he's looking for something dangerous, and he said we can't leave the Sleeping Sea until it's found?
Right now, the ship is in disrepair. We couldn't make a full sea journey. We couldn't make it to Restaurant or Arla or Gold Run if we wanted to, but after a few more stops, we'll be in ship shape. After that, I say we see what the excuse is, and if we don't find a reasonable answer, then we press for the truth. I think if I have you two in my pocket and Ernie, who I know would probably agree with this whole situation, then we can get to the bottom of this.
We're well within our rights to demand an explanation, even if we can't change the course ourselves.
Well, we can't even get an audience with the captain right now, so...
Then we should talk to the smith.
She just kind of shrugs, and you can see she doesn't want to talk to the smith.
I should talk to the smith?
That sounds wonderful.
I've never known you to turn down an opportunity to see what's going on.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of weaseling around, but I kind of want to go take a nap.
Kids these days.
At this point, Mr. Darrow is heading downstairs, and Cordelia, you're moving around, but he just kind of pokes his head into the galley as you're moving. He says,
Come back with the little.
"Are we
net of
serving
crabs.
dinner here tonight, or is it on ship's rations for the sailing? Are we staying in this relative security of this island for a day, or are we setting sail immediately?"
I'm not entirely certain why you're asking me.
I didn't know if you had started to cook already.
Oh, well, I mean, the water's boiling. I was going to cook the crabs we caught the other day. I don't usually make decisions on when we leave.
Have you seen Mr. Murrenstock? I cannot locate
The
him.
pickles are saved, everybody.
There he is.
Right.
We got them. We got them.
So,
Got him, boys.
real quick, are you guys spending a day, right now, spending a day's supplies to do a full night's rest and then sail? Or are you resting on the way and rolling on the sailing table and risking an encounter at sea?
Willing to put this to a vote? My inclination is we sleep here and leave in the morning.
Fine with whatever.
Sleep.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
just
Mr. Darrow, what we're gonna leave it anchored here, get a nice crab dinner, and leave first thing in the morning. We need some sleep. It'll be good for the crew.
Crab
In
and
fact, let's just kind of, bare minimum on the watch tonight, bare safe minimum on the watch tonight. Let people get some rest.
duly noted, sir.
You get some rest, specifically.
Yes, sir. Aye, aye. So, you guys can go ahead, and you're going to go ahead and take your full night's rest.
I do pull Wesley aside before when he's going to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, buddy, look, I like you. You're fun. You make lots of jokes. You keep things interesting. But what the fuck do you have with Pickle Day? Pickle Day is everybody's favorite day of the week.
Oh, see, I thought they were spoiled. I've never seen a food quite so green.
Well, the thing about a cucumber is it does spoil and it makes it fucking delicious. So if you could just not ruin pickle, like if we had a canceled pickle day after the week we've been through it, like you'd have to tell them because the person who told them is gonna get brined.
Yeah, you're right. I was lying. I had some eavesdropping to do.
Well, that's okay. Well, that's separate. What did you hear?
I'll recount the things I heard as best I could.
Okay,
Like,
Terry's there too, though.
I start to say it and then I like shoo him away.
I wanted to be here for the chastisement.
No, so here's the thing about properly shaking down the crew. If I ever die and you have to take over, the thing is you want to kind of like say something quickly, even if it's not the funniest thing, because like if they have a gap to respond to you, that means you've already lost. So you just keep talking until basically people get tired of listening to you. It doesn't even really matter what you say because they're not hearing you.
Just disarm them. Just word vomit.
Yeah, word vomit as much as you need to. And sometimes pick out something small about them, nothing too sensitive, something small about them, just to kind of make fun of that bit.
Yes, sir. I'll
Yeah.
go put it in practice.
Okay.
Brooks.
Oh no!
Terry passes you on the stairs, and he's coming down as you're coming up. He goes, "Your hair looks stupid," and he walks past you.
He looks at his hammer and then looks back and puts the hammer away.
I'm fixing your room.
And you see Terry going, "That's good, Terry. That's good." All right.
But
So
he still runs a hand through his hair.
so Wesley.
Oh, right, yeah, I recount. The captain and the smith, who was downstairs but also upstairs, were still having a debate, much more hushed. And the smith actually told me to continue eavesdropping, which maybe that's his way of trying to get this information out. Because
For him, that is full-blown anarchy, but yes, continue.
I mean, because they were debating about whether it's something that we, or they, was what it was for, I assume it's the crew, need to know. It sounds like the captain is looking for something.
Okay, well,
Something potentially dangerous that is...
if the smith has been in the rules, then it makes sense that you eavesdropped on an ethical debate. He's looking for something? You better fucking hope it's not pickles.
No, it sounded dangerous.
Well, we found that.
There was mention of heroes in Salsai, but I didn't really get that bit, but...
Salsai's all the way the fuck over there.
Yeah, I didn't really get context for that. I was just...
Okay. Well, look, we're gonna get some sleep. Next time you push something off the side, make sure it's not food or black powder.
Can I push Terry?
No, he's now somehow dear to me. In a way that I'm still unpacking. But just, we have some crates that are decoy crates on the deck in case somebody shoots at us. They're just filled with sand. So maybe one of them.
Oh. Noted.
Cordelia kind of walks out and squeezes past them carrying a tray. Supper's ready. I'm about to bring the captain his. Hopefully he won't scream this time. I don't really know.
Well, we stopped at a new island. It's entirely possible he'll welcome you to the crew.
That's right. Maybe he'll actually remember my name this time. And she just kind of pushes through.
So to the captain's quarters.
Yep.
You knock. Go away, unless you're food.
It is food.
Come in, please. I will be served.
Aye, aye, Captain. And she'll...
As you enter, the captain is just in a state. He's pacing back and forth. He's scratching. He's not wearing his any big captain hat or anything like that. You can see his 2 additional eyeballs on his forehead, just blinking rapidly. Cornelia, so good to see you again. And what have you brought me for dinner tonight?
I brought you fresh crab.
Crab.
Crab boil.
Wonderful.
Last of my spices, but it should do the trick.
Excellent. And did Mr. Murrenstock's crew return from their mission?
They did indeed.
See that they are well fed. They work very hard, and we must support them.
Of course, I'll see to it.
Thank you so much, Cornelius.
You are most welcome. And she like places the the tray on the table, and it's very exaggerated kind of bow. Enjoy your supper.
I'll try, but... And he like holds up the napkin. You didn't bring me the good napkins.
Unfortunately, we lost those in the storm. We're going to have...
Oh no!
The panda.
We're going to have...
Mr. Burnstock!
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, Captain?
I need you to find good napkins on an island. My very mental health depends on this.
On an island.
That's all we have.
Look for that napkin tree, guys.
I cannot stay in character this fucking episode.
There's preferably one of them quilted napkin trees.
Your levity is not appreciated in this moment, Mr. Murrenstock. And frankly, if I had a quartermaster that kept track of the good napkins, we wouldn't have to be making jokes.
You know what? I just remembered last time we were in port, I bought some. And I reached into my backpack and I handed him some lovely cloth napkins.
For your fucking feet?
Yes.
He sits down. Cornwall, close the door, please.
Who?
There's just a sigh as her hair shuts the door.
Ernie,
I undo the napkin and I start tucking it into his neckline.
I'm sorry.
It has like, I'm a hungry boy.
And he thanks you, like he pulls out
I
his
start
like...
spooning him.
Oh, I was about to say,
mean-
I'd like take out like this
Yes.
very beautiful glass and start filling it.
He gesticulates while you guys are like serving him, and like there's like actual tears in his eyes, and he rubs his. Thank you. Yes, I needed the airplane. Thank you.
That's a name.
It wasn't about the napkins. I'm sorry, Caillou, that I have insulted you. It's just I'm under a great deal of stress. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, they say. And my head has been heavy burdened.
Is that an Arlen expression?
It is. I am from there.
Yeah, me too.
He nods. The smith has been giving me comments about the way I conduct myself. And frankly, I just need a little pick-me-up. So, just the next time you're on an island, and, you know, pretty please, can you just look extra careful for anything shiny? For the crew, some treasure or something like that.
Well, we can do that.
I'm taking a note of it now, sir.
Here's my big boy.
I am the big boy.
There you go.
I'm the captain.
Yeah. What kind of shiny? Because like shiny can mean lots of things. Sometimes it's just like a pretty cool rock.
Insight versus your deception. What's your deception?
+8.
What you know? Your deception DC.
10 plus deception.
So 18.
18. I rolled a natural 4. Fail.
Is it great?
He sighs. Let's just say if you find something out of this world, that would be so great. I'm looking for something so good that it's just out of this world. It'll be so great for the crew to see it.
You're saying out of this world like it's some sort of idiom, but it feels like you're putting a little bit of a wink on it. Like out of this world, wink.
Yes, out of this world. I need it to be absolutely stellar.
I see.
The thing I need you to find is stellar. I need to find this stellar thing very soon.
it'd be cool if we knew stuff like, you know what was on that island? Nothing out of this world, to be clear. But there was a rock that let us ask any one question and get the answer for truth.
What did you ask?
Well, it has nothing to do with your thing, but if we'd known.
When you find magical talking rocks, you're supposed to come get me.
We asked Otun if he could make a stone so big that he couldn't lift it.
What was the answer?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Inconclusive.
Well. And... Cabbage. I'm...
It's crab, actually.
Cordelia.
I'll never remember that.
Oh, I know you won't, sir.
All
But
right,
I
well.
will try.
If you would use your discretion, and just whenever you're on a mission, try and find something stellar out of this world, that would please me very good.
Is it... Just tell me when. I'll start over. Sir? You understand the game that we're playing?
You'd think if it was that big, it'd be easy to find, right?
Yeah.
But we haven't.
Okay.
Not that I'm looking for anything in particular. We're just sailing the Sleeping Sea because this is a great place for treasure and resources.
Right.
But I need you to find that thing.
Okay.
If you see anything that big, that's
big.
just out of this world.
Okay.
I need
Any
that.
particular colors?
Oh, you know me. I like shiny things.
Shiny.
He said stellar. I'm
Few
imagining
times.
like it's gonna be kind of like a bunch of different shiny colors in like an airbrush pattern.
And
Almost prismatic.
oh, prismatic's a wonderful phrase. Now, when you find this thing, if you find such a thing,
This hypothetical thing.
yeah, we folk from Arla, I am from the kingdom of Arla, and he motions to his giant blue chitin-covered self.
That was never in question, sir.
I'm from the north part.
Yes, it's because we're so similar.
Yeah.
You can tell we're from the same kingdom.
I make my skin slightly blue. both are them.
If you were to see other Arlanders
Yeah.
around, do not treat with them.
What if they raise a flag of parlay?
Oh, they won't.
Okay.
Just run.
That is quite specific, sir.
If you see anybody that looks like
An Arlander.
an Arlander, a
Run.
tall,
Would they be in a merchant ship or would they be in a different vessel?
it's hard to say. But if you do see anyone that looks like me, but it's not me, go the other way. And also warn me very, very fast.
Okay.
Don't tell the crew. Just tell me.
Well, if we're running, the crew will be involved.
Just let them know we're just going in the direction very, very fast. Don't let them know there's anybody else there. It's a surprise. No, it's just...
Okay. I'll be
Mum's the
like,
word.
Yeah, alright. I can do that.
All right. I'm still a hungry boy.
Here comes the airship.
And crack open another crab claw.
Thank you, both. This was a wonderful dinner. Really raised my spirits. I know I can count on your discretion.
Yeah, for sure. Look, nobody on this ship is better at finding stuff than me.
You know,
You
they
did find
say
that napkin very quickly.
I did.
they say no one is as trustful as Cornwall on the ship.
That's right. That's why they call him Cornwall the Confidant. Don't they, Cornwall?
None of that is true.
They sure do, sir.
I'm going to coin that. I'll have it added to the ship's memoriam.
Well,
Should you die.
I was like, wait.
So kind.
Ethan Art's good wants you to choke him with a crab claw. Remember, he's a very large individual with a chitinous skin, so he might be kind of hard to choke out.
Give him the snip snip.
is there anything you could do to boost the crew's morale? You
I thought that's why I hired you.
yeah, and it's kind of a three-pronged approach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that people have been remarking that they haven't seen much of you lately. I think maybe after dinner.
I just don't feel very good.
Okay.
The tum has the rum.
Yeah, I understand. All right. Well, you keep captaining on.
I will. I'm in charge of the ship, and I will see it through.
I've read.
And
the
I will do
charter.
that from right in here, the captain's cabin.
It wouldn't be called anything else.
That's right. Now go and run my ship.
Yeah. Very well. Cordelia.
Yep. I'll just leave this here for you, sir, in case you want to finish it.
Thank you so much, Coyote.
Just breathe.
All right. Keep going. Well, that was. I shut the door behind us. That was clarifying. As clarified as that butter.
What exactly was that all about?
Oh, he's in trouble.
I assumed as much.
I've seen a shakedown before.
Yes, no, something's hunting him.
Yeah.
I should know.
I don't know if he needs that for protection or if he needs that to pay somebody back, but it's not good.
Yes. We should probably find that before they find, whoever they are, find us.
Well, look, if somebody from Arla shows up, I mean, there's multiple options here.
Terry leans in. I'm from Arla.
Me too, bud. Wink. Go check on the buckets.
You got it, sir.
I assume we're not talking about Arla, we're talking about Arla.
Yes. Well. I'm just saying, like, I doubt they're mad at all of us.
True, but guilty by association.
Maybe he's cursed. It's going around. It's catching.
Yep.
All right. Well, we should get some sleep. It's been a day.
It has.
You good?
I will be after a night's sleep, hopefully. That island was a bit rough.
Yeah.
Not as rough as some of the ones I've almost died on, but
In some ways, you know, emotional vulnerability is like the death that you don't heal from. That one got away from me.
I see now what you're trying to do.
Just checking.
It was definitely information that I wasn't expecting. Sort of raised more questions than it answered.
Yeah, they should really give you more than one.
They should. They really should. Anyways, it was a silly question. It could have asked something far more useful.
Well, I mean, I collect a lot of things. Only some of them are useful. Some are just neat. It's good to know.
Yeah, it is good to know.
Well, go get that sleep.
You too?
Everyone else? Anything else before we sleep?
I think over dinner, Brooks would have like kind of got everyone together to mention what Frederic said. So I saw Frederic. His singing was annoying me, so I walked in just to see what the hell was going on. He mentioned the treasure, making sure no one's like around. He mentioned the treasure again. He said that it's in the north. He said it's in the north, and if you pull out your map, I'll show where he said it was. And he said there were some sunken islands around here that are only revealed on a certain day. Is that what he said? Like
Yeah, only certain days is it
On certain
even possible
days.
to find the islands.
it'll reveal these islands.
Did he give us any information on what days those would be?
No. He said something about the water swirling.
Honestly, he's been locked up for so long. The days, whatever causes it, could be completely out of sync. He would have no way of knowing if it's.
Water swirling? A tide change?
I mean, Kai, you tell me, but it looks like we would need more supplies to even get up there.
Yeah, that island is nowhere near any of the other ones, unless, from memory, are any of the 6 mystery islands between either our position or the northeastern islands and that one?
There are some that are clustered in the northeastern islands, but nothing that would bring you closer to Empty Isle. Empty Isle is just like completely isolated right there at K1. It is just by itself.
Well,
And he said there's no supplies on the island either.
Yeah, so if
Completely
we show up
empty.
at the wrong time, we would have to wait.
Wesley was just showing us that the captain seems to be looking for something specifically.
Yes,
I wonder if it has anything to do with this island.
out of this world.
Yeah.
Stellar.
How long has he been looking for it? Because if
How-
he knew where it was, then... Or
Uh,
if Frederick knew where it was, he's been...
I don't know. The captain was using as much discretion with himself as he was with us, but it's I think he doesn't quite know where it is, other than it being somewhere in the sleeping sea. I'm sure there's more than one treasure to be found, but I wonder if it's possible Frederick knows the same thing.
Cass asked me to talk to the smith and figure out why we're still here in the sleeping sea. Didn't
Well-
really make any sense to me either, but
The answer is we're looking for something, to put it short.
maybe he knows a bit more about what we're looking for, so we don't have to wander blind.
I don't know that the smith's going to tell you that. I'm guessing the captain didn't let him out of the room without a promise not to tell. And you know how the smith is with his promises.
Captain's orders, but Cass outranks me and she asked.
Well, if you feel duty bound to do so, by all means, give it a shot. I just temper your expectations.
Perhaps he could also be a little vague, beat around the bush, the same way the captain did. If you at least let him know what we know about this thing that he's searching for.
But we don't know that much. Everybody hear me?
We know it's bigger than your arm span.
Yeah.
It's bigger than my arm span.
Yeah, but like, we probably shouldn't know too much. People
Wow.
talk on this ship, just, you know.
I'm looking for Terry.
I think it's fine with the smith, though.
Yeah, probably. I mean, certainly we don't know more than him. Just, you know.
Hey, keep it down up there. It's after lights off.
Sorry, sir.
Alright,
I'm not sir to you.
everybody needs a good night's sleep, either way, because we're going to set sail at first light, and who knows what'll happen.
I don't even know. So, is there anything else we want to take care of during the night? You can get your 1 day of crafting time in, and
I
get
have
your-
one more thing to do because I agreed to
course.
talk to the smith,
Yes.
so I have to now.
Okay, so you approach the smith. It's growing later into the evening now, and he's just kind of sitting on the top deck. He's sitting on the top deck, and I saw your Discord message, and I'm trying not to laugh right now, you son of a bitch. And he's just staring out into the distance a little bit, like letting the breeze catch his skin, letting the sun shine on him a little bit. And he just looks at you as you approach, and he nods. Master Kai.
Sir, Did you eat?
No.
It was delicious. You should. Well,
Have you ever seen me eat something, Kai?
no, sir, never.
And he just kind of.
Oh. It's a hell of a constitution, sir.
It's a holdover from my birth, from my past. I don't eat a lot. I don't really need to sleep that much either. It's all just maintenance for me.
Well, I don't see, but... Sir, I had a question. I know the captain wants to stay here in the Sleeping Sea, and far be it from me to suggest we do otherwise, but... Sir, if you don't mind asking, why?
I can understand questioning. I can understand having that perplexity in your heart and yearning to know an answer. And I'm afraid the answer I'm going to give you probably will not satisfy you any more than it did me when I first had to hear it. Sometimes, in our order of things, we don't need to know why. All I know is that there is an order on this ship. The captain gives the orders, and we follow. The why? The why needs to be answered only if what we are told to do goes against the code. Right now we are sailors and we are searching for treasure on an island. And so we will follow the code, we will follow the captain.
Sir, a bit of why I'm asking is because I've been given the impression that we're searching for specific treasure. Something... What is the word you... Of the stars? I don't know.
Well, diplomacy.
Yeah, my specialty.
Yeah. You could try and intimidate him.
No, I'm good, actually. That's an 11, and that's what it is.
That's an 11. He kind of smiles and says, if you figure out what it is, Master Gunner Kai, you let me know.
Just... Yes, sir. Of course, you know I will. I don't know how I'll identify it if I do find it. And he'll kind of just... He'll sit down, but, he's not... His body language doesn't suggest he expects the smith to answer him anymore.
And the smith looks at you, he's like, as I said, probably deeply unsatisfying. But there's reasons behind that. There's a why behind that as well. Just like there's a why I follow the captain, the why that you ended up on this ship. In the great design of things, sometimes the why is not as important as the fact that it happens. And although I agree, and I know that your heart's yearning for an answer, I know that the why is not as important as knowing that we do what the captain asks. Otherwise, disorder might reach past this ship. You know me. I'm a fan of order. I think it's best we find what he's looking for.
And Kai just kind of grunts and is. He's gonna sit there with him, but yeah, he understands that he's not gonna get what he came to find.
Mm-hmm. And he is perfectly happy to sit there in silence with you, just kind of leaning over and watching the horizon as you approach and sail. So, as you all rest up, you can continue 1 day of crafting, remove 1 day of supplies, and someone needs to roll for our encounter table. So, who's going to roll for the sailing encounter?
If you roll a 1, the campaign ends.
I'll do it.
Basically.
You'll roll a 1.
He'll roll a 1.
Hopefully not. 14.
A 14. Okay.
I don't like it.
A 14
It's a
is
low number.
It's a very low number. You guys like
Low
your...
doesn't mean
Yeah,
bad.
low good.
Yeah, I mean they're all kind of randomed. Let me just highlight this one so I know that we don't use this one again. All right. So,
Hit points back.
in the
That's
morning.
funny. You think my rest gave me more than 4 HP?
Oh no, I did it again. How does this constantly happen to me?
I hit the rest button and it did that.
Why does this constantly happen to me?
Constitution not
It's
bad.
still playing the battle music. Oh my god, production value out the
I'm meant
window.
to be
Well, I
90
guess
feet
I need to
away.
get the battle.
Chat, when we get famous enough, we'll do a sub bomb every time.
It's
That'd
That'd be amazing. So, the morning you wake up, you're starting your daily preparations, and you hear,
Oh, Riley.
Cordelia, you wake up, and there's Riley in your hair trying to find your face. So she's like digging and digging and digging. Where are you?
I'm right here. And it's like the hair kind of parts. Hello. Good morning.
It's gone.
What's gone?
It's roll 1d4.
What are you gonna do?
What's going on?
I don't know. A 1.
A 1. A whole day's supply of rations gone.
Thank God I rolled a 1.
How many do we have total?
We now have 5.
Okay.
And did you subtracted 1 for staying on the coast and then
Yeah.
1 for sailing too, right?
Yep.
So this one, that's 3 I'll just burn through just now.
So we have 5 right now.
It's gone. I mean the whole crate.
What do you...
Carrots, oranges, a whole crate full. Gone.
Not the taters.
Where was that crate?
That crate was in the bottom deck. Next to the crabs it were.
The crabs are not there anymore.
Mr. Burnson's gonna tan my hide.
No. It's not our fault. It shouldn't have. It shouldn't have.
Taters. It's not the taters.
Yes. Go find Ernie.
Oh. Well. She puts her arm behind her back. I was trying to put both my hands behind my back to be coy, but she has one arm, and she kind of scratches at her mask. Seeing as how you're head chef and all, I thought maybe you could talk to Ernie. I wasn't technically on watch last night. Please, Cordelia, you know I can't afford any more demerits.
Yeah. No.
Not since the incident.
Her eyes kind of widen as she looks down, like staring into the void. Not since the incident. No. Okay. Instead of going to look, I'll go find him, and then we'll all look together. How soon did you notice they were gone?
Right when I woke up, I was gonna make some hash browns for the crew. Went over, all the taters gone. Thank the gods it wasn't the pickles.
Thank goodness it wasn't the pickles.
Ooh, it sure does feel like a hash browns morning, doesn't it?
Gods, he woke up with the wrath in him.
Cordelia kind of wanders out to find
Wrath
Ernie.
Browns.
Wrath Browns. Ernest, who was on watch last night?
Fuck, that's a good question. I turn. Is there who's on deck?
You told.
Well, you told everyone to take the night off,
I
sir.
said the safest possible.
Yeah, the safest possible way. So, who was on deck last night? On the top deck was just Reinbach.
Hey, Reinbach,
Sir.
we got a whole crate of missing food.
Okay.
It was there last night.
Where was this crate located?
On the bottom deck.
Where was I last night?
On the top deck.
Yes, making sure the ship didn't crash into anything.
Absolutely.
Yes,
We're
sir.
together so far.
I,
Do you think they got that crate out through the bottom of the ship or through the top of the ship?
sir, is the entire crate missing or just the supplies from the inside?
Look, I'm gonna be straight with you. I haven't gone down there to check yet. I just
Sir, how do you know it's missing?
faith? Faith in my crew.
You have enough faith in your crew to believe the supplies are missing, but not enough faith to think that
You know, now that
they
I think
wouldn't
about
steal
it,
from you.
I've only heard about it from Riley.
Yeah,
Sir, with all...
Did you see anything?
Sir, I was manning the helm, the sails. I was on task the entire night.
Mm-hmm. And what happened just after midnight?
Just after midnight, I went past this wave and went, whoa, and then that was smooth sailing from there.
That was it. That was the wave in question.
The wave took the taters.
All right, I'll go down.
Go back.
Aye, sir.
I head down to where the crate was.
Okay. The crate's still there, but the contents, it looks like a rat's nest a little bit. Like there's little tater shavings, and someone had a fucking field day.
Who has the food baby?
Someone had a field day with this crate. Like someone ate or shredded or absolutely just like let a Tyrannosaurus Rex out on this crate. I mean, there's scratch marks on the side of the crate too. It's like Tasmanian Devil just went to town on a buffet.
Okay.
You know, if somebody was still hungry, we had plenty of...
I would be surprised if we still had rodents on this ship ever since that 1 week when we got real hungry.
Oh, I cleaned them all out.
Yeah, so what did this? Do I recognize any of these scratch marks or anything?
You can roll nature. Recall
Can I assist?
21.
Can I assist him
a
with that?
21.
Oh.
You can't tell what creature made this, but you do know it's humanoid. Whatever made this is a humanoid creature, so it wasn't an animal, but a humanoid.
Yeah.
So someone got the midnight munchies.
You don't think it was the captain, do you?
Oh, almost as of on cue, you hear, "Oh, sure is a hash browns kind of morning."
Damn it, I knew it was. Okay.
Gods, why do you test me so?
Who was on watch on this deck?
Oh, Runbot.
Shit. I follow the singing to Frederick's room.
Okay. You follow the singing to Frederick's room. Oh yeah, he's gonna be singing a new shanty today.
Ooh.
Trying to think of one that's in the public domain.
Probably one about potatoes.
Now we are ready to sail for the Horn. Way, hey, roll and go. And he's just singing to himself very quietly as you come in.
Hey, bud, I hear you've been having a hard time sleeping lately.
Good morning, Mr. Murrenstock. Yeah, for the past, I found out, 25 years, I've been drinking 8 bottles of liquor, so
Yeah.
the sleep's not been coming very well to me.
Well, you see, today only, that's great news.
Sir?
Did you see anything weird happening last night?
I was mostly singing and feverish. Someone did pass me on the stairs when we had that little wave right past midnight.
I knew it.
But I didn't see who. I assumed it was Riley. She scurries.
Someone taller than me?
Oh, I didn't see. I
Just all shadow?
keep my eyes closed most of the time
Yeah.
to try and block everything.
Oh my god.
You know, it's a shame that we don't have much of a mental health professional or a physical health professional. I feel like you could benefit from a little bit of both.
Aye, sir, but I feel like just not being aboard a ghost ship has been doing wonders.
You know, it did suck.
I must express my gratitude again to you and your crew. Did Brooks share with you the location of the treasure?
Yeah, he said something about K1. I don't really know what that means. I
do
assume
I.
there's some sort of elaborate sailor's code.
We were playing bingo.
Bingo?
Yeah, okay, so something scurried past you just after midnight. Alright, who was on watch on this deck?
She just kind of shrugs and looks at you.
Okay. I go find somebody else to ask.
Okay, just anyone?
Hey, Riley,
Yes, sir.
how long have you been awake?
Me, I've been awake for about 30 minutes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Do you know who was on deck in the area in question last night?
In this area,
Yeah.
me and Cordelia, we sleep here.
Yeah.
And then Brooks's bunk is around the corner.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a few other swabbies and deckhands.
Yeah, was anyone awake last night then,
Oh.
like, keeping watch?
Keeping watch, sir?
Yeah.
No, sir. We all went to bed right after bells. We had dinner, and then we did our duties, and we went straight to bed.
Do you know who was supposed to be on watch?
What's your perception DC?
18.
Terry. Terry was supposed to be on watch, sir. I checked the roster.
That's weird, because Terry was with me.
Might have double booked him, sir.
I don't think so. I think I'm the first one that's ever thought anything of him.
She went over and she like taps the roster, and there's
The chore chart.
the chore chart, and there's just it says watch, and it has last night's date, and it just has a big like eraser marks, and it just says in big letters.
Do you know what my fancy new glasses that I just got do? They can see when stuff has been scratched out. And it always tells me the truth.
Riley, love, were you supposed
Do
to
you
be
want
on...
to try and like do some sort of like
Yeah, I'm lying. I want to see if she cracks.
So it's your deception versus
And I'm-
her.
and I'm-
natural 20? She looks and says, "Found the problem this morning when my duties began. Reported it right away, sir. Anything else I can help with, you let me know."
Well, just keep an eye out. You seem well rested.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That didn't go very far.
No,
Maybe Brooks heard something? Is he up yet?
I don't believe so.
I go down and I knock on Brooks's door.
Hold on with my armor on.
Just morning whistle and
Yeah.
let me move my arm around.
I open the door.
First, just settle a bet for me. What do you want for breakfast right now?
It's not pickle day.
No, that's tomorrow.
I don't know. I guess hash browns would be kind of cool.
I knew it. Okay, so
The gods are testing me.
The second line of Frederick's song earlier was, "It's a hash brown kind of morn."
And now it's kind of reinforcing that. Like I kind of like I didn't before, but now that everyone wants that, I kind of wanted to.
After this game, can we go get hash browns?
seriously.
No, this isn't 24/7 anymore.
So the thing to note is we have some food missing, and it's like right around this corner. Did you hear anything like just after midnight? Maybe there was like a whoa.
Maybe. What am I rolling? I just rolled.
I was like, oh, Mitchell's rolling. He knows something.
A retroactive perception check,
There you
perhaps. Yeah,
Sleep penalty.
I don't think blood vendetta would help. 2022.
How? I have you on repeat track.
That's 2.
No, that's 4 times this
Oh, it's
this
4?
session. Yeah.
Is it like
It's happened
repeating
so many
both
times.
of the songs? Like, is it just
Okay, I kind of joked putting it behind every track, but
Yeah. No, it's. I don't even know what to do. I shouldn't be in charge of music anymore. So what'd you roll?
I rolled a retroactive perception check to see if like something woke me up. I was like, whatever.
There was a vague amount of scurrying last night. Yeah.
You keep saying that word, scurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Did it sound
scratching.
like a
Oh, slunking like the Grinch on Christmas Eve. There was slunking.
that made it less clear.
Okay. I don't think I can craft any more of an image.
You know that now that you mention it, I did hear some scurrying last night.
Yeah.
But that could have been half of the people here.
The entire crew is inhabited by goblins,
Yeah.
halflings,
And other
and like
shoeless
one
people.
dampier. Like that's about basically it.
All right.
Spider-Woman.
If we haven't met her yet.
Oh yeah.
We got to do it. Everyone to the top deck. Crew meeting. And I started blowing the whistle.
Doing an all call?
Yeah, all call. Everyone on
Check
the top
everyone's
deck.
fingernails.
Oh
Check
my
fingernails.
Schlunking is a nautical term, yes. It's nautical. Alright, so, Ernie, you pull the entire crew up to the top deck.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Darrow looks up and says, Sir, I thought I was allowed to get my rest. Is there a problem?
Let me see your fingernails.
They are literally manicured.
That's what I thought. Does he smell like taters?
What did taters smell like?
What did the magic 8 ball say?
Yes.
Mr. Darrow, what did you do last night?
I relieved myself of my duties at your command, sir, and I rested in my bed. In my quarters.
For the entirety of the evening?
Yes.
And you were asleep just after midnight?
Oh, I'm not sure of the hour, sir. When did you relieve me of my duties? When did my last task end?
I would say probably around 9:30.
I went and I made myself a cup of tea in the galley. I saw Riley and her friends playing poker. And then I made my way to the bottom deck for my chambers.
Riley was still up then. She said she was asleep at that point. We have some missing food. Taters. Potatoes.
Boiled mash.
They smell a little bit like...
Boil them, hash them.
Like,
You see, Mr. Darrow takes actual offense to that. Sir, I'm a sailor. I've been a sailor my entire life. I smell like the sea, and whatever smells you pick up on a ship. I'm not surprised I smell like potatoes. I mean, I am bunked down there with the rest of the supply, so whatever it is that was creating this smell probably found its way to me. I do perfume myself as often as I can, as a dignified man should, but I think that I am well kempt and am averse to such things as odors.
Can I just roll to see a level that I'm believe in him with him being asleep? Or yeah, I don't know if it's a secret roll or not.
I'm resting in bed with the taters in the bed. I snuggled them that night, but I did not eat them. Mr. Darrow is... What'd you roll?
I rolled an 18.
Yeah, Mr. Darrow is 100% confident and offended that you suggest that he smell. One, he's objecting to the fact that you say he smells, because he is the most well-kept person on the ship, except for maybe Cass. And two, he gets that you're insinuating that he was a thief, and he takes great offense to that. Like, great offense.
Well, I can cross you off the list. I didn't really think this was going to be a point. I didn't really think it was worth checking you, but we got to look at everybody. So why don't you go back to bed? I'm going to move through the crew. Unless you'd like to help the shakedown.
No, it seems you have a very good handle on it, sir. I'll relieve myself again.
Very well.
Aye.
All right, everybody. We got missing food.
It was Terry!
Terry, shut the fuck up. Why are you trying to gain notoriety like this? This is serious.
he would.
Don't implicate yourself.
Sorry, sir.
So, we're going to need to just kind of take a look at everybody. See what we can find.
Do you want to go through the entire crew?
Well, got me, Cordelia, and Brooks to start looking at fingernails.
Okay.
Cordelia's just like mean mugging everyone.
Okay. I want you to roll intimidation while everyone else, I don't know what Kai's doing or Wesley's doing, but you are rolling perception to investigate the fingernails. And then, yeah.
Because I have that lie to me feat. I want to see if like I'm talking to people. It's like, so what did you do last night? If I spend a minute talking to them, I can use my deception instead of perception to check.
Fantastic. Do that.
So I'll be doing that.
What a freaking cool feat. What about Kai?
Kai's waiting to be inspected. He was told to report to the top like the rest of the crew.
Hero point, you beautiful bastard. What about Wesley?
He stole 2 live crabs before they got boiled last night, and he's trying to make them fight.
Taking bets.
Hey, Brooks, you have misfortune from chat.
Oh no.
So whenever you roll, you have misfortune.
Well,
What would be the lying versus his thing? So I guess they would have.
so it dropped it down to a 20.
It dropped it to a 20. Oh, man. Dang. Okay. You know it wasn't Wesley because Wesley has never had hash browns before, and he was really looking forward to them.
Rolled a 25 on intimidation. So
25
Cordelia's literally like glaring holes through everyone because they've screwed with her
Emrys is
freaking
just like-
food.
They're already scared of you, so...
Yeah, and Emrys is like puffed on her shoulder.
Oh, no. Okay. And then you had a 20 for your investigation, and...
I've got a magnifying
Take out some
glass,
anger
and
from
checking
last
people's
night.
nails, and I'm trying to match. Since I got a pretty good beat on those scratches, I'm looking for people that might have done it.
Okay. Everyone's shaken, and everyone's volunteering. No one's holding back very much. Like, they're all volunteering because they're scared. What you see from everyone's nails is everyone's nails are dirty, maligned, cracked. There's blood and scabs. There's
From everybody.
dirt. There's filth. There's gunk. There's slime. There's disease in a couple. You're like, all right, you get away.
You
Like,
go to the medical.
yeah, you go to the medical cot. Go lie down with Frederick for a little bit. Go rest up. There's no trace of any potato underneath anyone's fingernails. There are only 3 people not present are Mr. Darrow, the captain, and the smith.
You should check their toes now.
Did any of them look like they had like specifically scratched at wooden? Like, is there any recent blood or splintering, like wood chunk up in there?
I mean, some of them have splinters and wood. Yeah,
Sure, but
quite a few people, but nothing out of the ordinary. Like, no one's got enough blood on their fingers to look like they had stolen a whole crate of potatoes.
does anyone? I don't know. Nobody has like noticeable potato chunks on the corner of their mouth.
No, you guys are doing a good investigation, but
I mean, I've got an idea. I mean, if someone ate the food last night, we could just make something rancid and force everyone to throw up, and whoever has a full stomach. Whoever has the potato chunk.
Wesley, that seems like a bigger waste of supplies. We would lose a second day of supplies in the process of that.
I'll be hungry right after.
Riley says, "Aye," and she just pukes up on the floor.
Is it crab or potato?
There's no crab. There's still a live fish that's flopping around. She says, "Oh, don't put in this stew for this morning." She goes downstairs, but you can see Riley did not see any potatoes.
After that, I'm just like, I changed my mind.
Abort mission. Abort mission.
Where is the Smith right
That was a
now?
lot worse than I was expecting.
The Smith?
Watching her devour
Yeah.
one of those.
Oh,
in the
he's in
mornings.
the first mate's
Terrifying.
cabin.
Okay, I go knock on the door of the first mate's cabin.
Okay, yeah. So his cabin is actually below deck. So instead of just an open space in a room and a cot, or open room with a swinging hammock, he actually has a little room downstairs. I'm not in the mood to be disturbed right now, Mr. Murrenstock. Do you need something?
Just a question, because I know you don't sleep so much. We have some food missing, and we think it happened just after midnight last night. Were you out and about at that time? Did you see anything?
No.
Good talk. You got any like
You're
theories?
dismissed, Mr. Murrenstock.
Okay, well, it's not going to be a hash brown morning now. So, it's just hash browns get taken first, then it's pickle day. And I know pickle day is your favorite. You wouldn't want anything to happen to the pickles, would you?
Is that a threat, Mr. Murstock?
He opens the door. Mr. Murrenstock. What is your goal? What is your role aboard this ship?
I am the quartermaster, sir.
And what does the quartermaster do?
Well, lots of things, it seems, most days, but inventory today.
Inventory, yeah. Let me give you all the information I can, because I have my duties to attend to. I don't have enough time to do your job today, sir. So, I was in my cabin conducting my research. And you peek past him. There is literally an anvil in that room, and it currently is glowing with a glowing rune on top of it. And you can see something made of metal shining with this green, just almost like green fire, just sitting on top of the anvil. I was distracted.
Are you trying to learn how to bake a potato a second time? Because I've heard it can't be done.
Mr. Mernstock, I've always been impressed by your ability, and your wit has gotten us out of countless situations that would have otherwise been more dangerous without it. But right now, I am weary of your presence.
Fair enough. I get that from a lot of people.
You are dismissed.
As you were. I'll walk away.
You say "as you were" to a person that's higher ranked than you?
I'll walk away.
Howdy, soldier.
Hi, welcome to Ernie's last episode.
Yep. He does not like me. I also didn't think he'd stolen them. The man doesn't eat, but I was hoping he'd seen something.
I'm going to go down there and see if it wasn't the crew, if there's something else that we might have picked up along the way.
Yeah, something that scurries, apparently.
Okay. So, why don't you all... Actually, secret roll. I know what your perceptions are. Natural 20. So, it's actually Wesley. I'll let you know this. You can either hang out and finish this investigation, or you'll arrive at the island because there's not enough time to do both. So you have to either drop the investigation and come back to it later, or you finish the investigation and spend one more day of supplies.
I feel like we can't keep burning through supplies.
But the intrigue.
I know, it's driving me nuts. I need to know who stole the potatoes.
So what if they steal more?
That's what I'm saying.
Or at least we can't roll the same thing twice.
We should poison the pickles.
No!
For pickle day?
Yeah.
As you reach the island, it's Wesley who finds it, because his two crabs are fighting each other. As your two crabs are fighting each other, one has picked up. It's a knife. It's not a knife.
This is a knife.
It's a fingernail, a long claw-like fingernail, and underneath, in his little pinchy hand, underneath that nail, chunks of tater.
Oh! Ernie!
Yep.
Throw it at him.
Gross.
Right? But look.
Oh.
Taters.
Long ho!
Someone's missing a fingernail.
So as you guys are looking at the fingernail and the crabs, they scuttle away as they get away from Wesley. As they get away from Wesley, you can see an island. It's small, and you can see structures on it, like some sort of broken ruin. It has two small beaches and numerous little ruinous rocks rising around it. It looks like bits of the actual fort or castle or wherever this building was has collapsed and fallen into the water. Scattered little bits of trees and some large objects on the beach. It seems like there's plenty of debris. The island itself seems grassy, and you can see the long grasses swaying in the wind. In fact, the wind begins to This time it's not a mistake.
Oh no.
So,
I was like, oh, it's
the
not
wind
real.
begins to whip up. As you near the island, the sails begin rifling, The force is so strong and so sudden, you watch as one of the crewmates, Reinbach, she grabs on to the halar, the rope that goes to the mainsail, and she grabs it as you hear whoosh, whoosh, as it snaps, and as she grabs it, she is thrown over deck. As you guys are going to, as you're going to assist her, the mast begins to tilt, and you watch the sails rip off the top of the ship as the winds assailed the ship. These winds came out of nowhere. What started as a light breeze instantly turned into this gale-forced, almost tornado. The ship is now spinning in circles as the sail is wrapping around the mast. The main lines are all ripped up, and sailors are everywhere just trying to gain their balance as they hold onto the ship and hang on to things. Reinbach has gone overboard. What's everyone
is
doing?
Like in the water or still clinging to the rope?
She's clinging to the rope overboard, like literally swinging around, like one of those like rope swing rides, except no seat, just swinging around.
With the sail unfastened, Kai runs over to the opposite holding line, unwinds it, and with the breeze pulls to try to swing Reinbach back onto the ship's deck.
You need to roll athletics with fortune here. Fortunate because you did such a great job describing how you're going to handle that.
Oh wow, they're both the same number. Bonus points. Athletics, you said?
Yeah.
20, not natural.
20 not natural.
Yep.
Just a 20?
Just a 20.
That's a fail. So as Kai is like bracing himself and you're essentially trying to counter her and get her back down, right? On the same line.
I'm trying to continue the momentum to swing her back around, basically.
So as you do that, the wind picks up and like is tearing at you, and you actually lose your balance and you skid over, and like one of the other ropes snaps next to you, and now you're like hanging over the side of the ship. Reinbach now, due to the extra momentum she had by that failed maneuver, she flies out now at sea, and the main line now wraps up around the mast of the ship. The ship is now spinning.
Is the wind all pushing us one direction, or
It's whipping around like a cyclone. It's random intermittent wind. It's like razor sharp wind left, razor sharp wind south, just up and down, swirling around. It's not natural winds.
not
This
like
is clearly some sort of weird, freakish nature kind of thing.
We need to strike these sails and what's left of them immediately, and I start like flying up into the rigging as best as I can to try to get them under control.
Okay, well, you want to roll to try and get up there, athletics?
I'm start going as fast as I can.
Go for it.
I'm gonna run over to the side where Reinbach fell and grab one of the ropes and try to throw it out to her. Well, yes, throw it out to her. I'm not sending Imrus out to fly in this.
Yeah, you can tell. Actually, as you're in these winds, I'll say that right now, everyone's speed is halved.
Ooh.
So if you take the stride action or the fly action, you have half as much speed as you usually do.
I got a 26 to get up into the riggings.
Okay, 26. You do make it to the top of the riggings. You can see Rosamund temporarily up there while Wesley's not. Or Wesley, are you up there?
I mean, it's not my job. I just go with her occasionally.
Were you up there right now?
Probably not, because we were investigating things.
Rosamund, another halfling, that's one of the powder monkeys. She is just clutched down and she's bracing to the mast inside the crow's nest, not moving at all for fear of the wind whipping up. So you're up there with the rigging real quick. Let me get actions from everybody else real quick. I have Kai, I have Ernie. Let's go through. Cordelia, you were
trying to get like a lifeline out to.
All right, that's gonna be.
Reinbach.
I don't know what you want to try and roll for that. Sounds like athletics to me.
An attack roll.
You could.
Actually, can I?
Telekinetic.
Yeah, can I like tie it off to something and use telekinetic projectile to just kind of shoot it out to her?
Okay, I'll just say make an attack roll then with telekinetic projectile for sure.
23.
23. She grabs it. Got it! And she yells at you.
I'll run over and help reel her in.
Okay, you are gonna roll. You're gonna roll athletics to try and pull her in with your strength. Brooks, what are you doing at this time?
I'm gonna go over to Kai and help him over.
Okay, I would say that you're just gonna roll. Yeah, you're just gonna. But you can get to Kai. You can get to him if you're not taking any action. You can help him, so you're now both stable. So you can tell me what your next action is. All right, what'd you both roll?
26.
13.
26, 13. So you manage to heave her in, but the wind is still pushing at both of you and still rippling her. So she's still in the water, like hitting against the side of the boat, and the boat is now pushing her, and she threatens to sink underneath it and get pulled underneath at this point. So you need to either get her up on deck or get her away from underneath the boat. All right, let's go back around. Who's got something for me?
I am up, and I'm looking at the mechanisms that are used to, like, take the sails back in, because if they're back in, we're not blowing as hard, and it's not going to rip the mast down. So I'm looking to see if there's any sort of like way that I can kind of use some extra leverage to try to get this thing, hoisted.
You could roll a thievery check to try and roll up the other set of sails from up here and try and snap a line, unfurl them, or roll them back up, because one is already wrapped up, so you just kind of gotta get the other
I don't
sail
want
up.
to cut it loose if at all possible, because I don't want to lose a sail. But
Right.
I'm trying to find a way to, like, even if I have to damage something, get it rolled up.
You got it, absolutely.
A thievery check would put me at a 27.
A 27. So Ernie, you grab onto something, and there's a pulley mechanism that helps the rope go up and down, and you actually grab onto that, and you're gonna roll a reflex save for me.
Like a reflex saving throw?
Yeah.
32, natural 20.
32. Natural 20.
Yeah.
Crit success. You take no damage as you rappel down, and as you do, you use your weight to... And so on the Brooks and your side, you can see half the sail going up on one side. So now the ship is kind of careening one way, but you can see Ernie sliding down, like Spider-Man style, rolling up one side of the sail.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go over to the other one and try and balance it.
Okay. You can either use survival, athletics, or thievery.
I'll make it an athletic rush and use
Okay.
athletics.
Go for athletic rush, Kai. Assist?
I'm waiting to see what's going to happen.
Okay.
Here.
It's like in the very middle.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
That was weird. Ah. Plus 10. 13.
13.
Natural really low.
13? That's a failure. So, Brooks, you're going to grip the rope and you actually slip and slide to the front of the deck as the ship sort of lilts and kind of kisses the water for a second. Kai, it's just you now. Brooks is slid and he's prone across the deck of the ship.
How close to the edge?
How close to the edge?
Yeah.
Like 10 feet.
All right, yeah, okay. Then in that case, I'm going to... First, I take the rope that I had been grabbing before, and I kind of sling it through the other rope that you said had been tied around the mast, because ropes that thick will kill a man.
Oh, yeah.
And then run over to where Brooks has fallen over with the other rope, and 10 feet. I mean, that's about as good a way as any of us can get from the edge of the ship at this point. So instead, I'm going to take the rope, and I'm going to try to sling it up over the cross mast and use that, and then try to basically pull back down on that to hoist the other half of the sails.
Okay. What do you want to use for this check?
You said athletics, thievery, or I have sailing lore.
Sailing? You could use sailing lore. I think even though it's a lore check, I think using your sailing knowledge to do this correctly would be fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I know it's not like a recall knowledge check, but I mean, that's fine. I like that. Interesting use of a skill.
No, I'm hero pointing this.
Hero point it.
Do it. So it's
Dice are
trouble.
very unkind today.
I'm
Total of 20 again.
a total of 20.
Yeah.
A 20 is still a failure, but you do manage to at least get a little something going, and you don't fail so spectacularly that you get knocked off or anything.
Yeah, as the rope kind of twists out, twists out of my hand, I'm gonna throw a mage hand up to catch the rope and prevent losing complete control of it, essentially.
Okay. Absolutely. All right. As the winds pick up, actually, I didn't get everyone's this round. Wesley and you.
Cordelia.
Does she still have hold of the rope? We could just try yanking one
Yeah,
more
I was going
time.
to say, if you want to yank, Reinbach, brace yourself, and I'll cast Spout to try and shoot her up
Okay.
while Wesley's pulling.
You have fortune in this because of the spout. Very cool. Take a hero point for that. I like that creative use.
26 again.
26. Reinbach lands on the flat of the ship, splaying out, coughing up
She
seawater.
will take 6 points of damage. I'm sorry.
That's fine. She'll take it. She's got more than that.
Be careful, everyone's gonna lose their fingernails and you won't be able to tell.
As the wind razor sharp blasts against you with this hurricane blast force, it cuts at you and it presses you and it blows you against the side of the ship, hitting you and banging up against your body. Everyone roll a fortitude save for me, please.
Fortitude. What's a balance check?
Hey, welcome to Real Salties. We are playing some Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So this is a tabletop RPG, so we're all acting as characters in this game. Does not make up the story, they kind of interact with it.
And it is really salty
Did
here
bad?
right now.
It's really salty right now.
Means not a lot.
11.
Alright, there are some chat interactive abilities, like you might be able to add a monster or inspire the players, but basically I make up all the monsters and they'll respond in kind to that. Alright, let's go around. Fortitude saves.
25.
That is a pass.
Why are you so fortuitous?
I don't know,
That's a pass.
but I'll take it.
26.
Pass.
27.
Pass.
11.
Crit fail.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh no.
So everyone else, the wind is not doing much to you. Ernie, you are going to take... Oh, that can't be right. Oh, it is right. Oh, 21 points of bludgeoning. As the wind,
A lot.
the wind picks Ernie up and it slices across your chest. The wind is so razor sharp right now. It slices against like your clothes. And you guys watch as Ernie, you are literally flying for a second. You are suspended in the air. And the only reason you don't fly off the ship is because your back rams into the main mast and snaps, taking 21 points. And then you're still suspended in the air, attached to the mast. Get the other sail up! People are yelling.
Ernie, you have fortune in your next check
Yeah,
from chat.
I might need it.
Thank you, Ethan Art's good for that inspiration for Ernie. All right. Let's hear it, guys. You're not in order, whatever you want to do.
What still needs to be on? The
The
sail
other
still-
sail.
The other
Yeah.
sail is like half as wonky. So we got half of one up, and the other one is completely ripped and wrapped around the main sail. So the back sail is up, and it's still catching wind, so the ship is still tilting and kind of spinning.
I mean,
Brooks, jump off my back. This spell isn't strong enough to pull the rope down.
Okay.
And Kai's like basically making a ramp out of himself.
All right,
As he's getting ready to run up to do that, I'll cast guidance on him.
all right, Brooks, enjoy your fortune.
Okay, here I
There
go.
we go.
and guided.
You
I'm
have
gonna jump.
you have a +1.
Okay.
Fortune and +1. You got this.
I assume this is athletics.
Jumping usually is, yeah.
Yes.
You have fortune.
You have fortune.
I do. Oh my god. Like,
Thank God you have fortune.
Fortune and +1.
I'm gonna use a different die actually.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay, that's like kind of okay. 17, 18.
18 is a fail, but not a crit fail. So you say, Brooks, jump off my back, and he jumps off your back to try and grab what the mage hand is pulling down, and you just miss the gap.
It is very windy.
You're very athletic. The wind actually like pushes you, so as you're going, you slide and you got hit into the mast and slide down a little bit. It's like I can't even iterate how harsh the winds are going right now. Like the ship is like spinning, like the teacups.
Okay.
They're going.
But I am on the mast.
You're on the mast holding
Okay.
it? Okay.
That's fine.
The
I think all we
teacups
have left
the
is
fastest
Wesley
ride.
and Ernie,
I was gonna
right?
say, I was gonna try and jump off of him, and then off
Is that why you
Okay,
failed?
you're gonna spring. You're gonna leapfrog
I'm like,
off
I
of him.
got it.
You
onto
missed by
him.
inches because he steps on you.
All right, Wesley, what you got?
hopefully I got a good roll.
I don't.
Great
You
sense of
do not have
showmanship.
fortune from this because
I know.
Kai's boost has already been used.
Give us a tumble.
No, it's just a 19.
A 19, that is a fail. I'm sorry, guys. So now Wesley tries, and he gets up there, but he's as he springs.
too windy.
You're on. I'm gonna say you're on the cross mast, like hanging over it, but you can't. You have not lifted the sail up. You haven't wrapped it up.
But we're in position.
Yep. Is that everyone's action?
No,
Ernie, you are now.
I just got the shit kicked out of me. by
You're
this
literally
guy.
flying right now. Like the wind has you in the gust. You're in the gust, attached to the mast right now.
Yeah, I'm
spinning.
attached to the rope I just rode.
Yeah.
How far am I from the other sail that's trying
It's
to
about
get
it's
away?
about 10 feet above you. You see Wesley dangling, and then it's a little bit above that.
Is it windward? Is it in the direction of the wind that's
Mhm,
blowing?
it's getting pushed that way. Yeah.
Okay. I just kind of look behind to where I'm trying to go, and I'm gonna like, I don't know. let go and try to like grab hold as I fly past the other sail.
I don't even know what to call that.
Maneuver
I'm gonna call
and
that
flight.
maneuver and flight. You don't have flight. You don't have fly skill.
I do
You're
not.
gonna make a straight dexterity for me.
Okay,
Straight dexterity.
so just the +4.
Well, plus your level.
Okay. So let's see.
Attack, roll, improvise weapon himself.
We're gonna hero point.
I wish I had numbers.
That's worse.
Big
Can
delay
I-
says boost. I'm already. Oh wait, never mind. You're dead.
Can I use multiple hero points?
Unfortunately,
Theoretically, you didn't have to use the first one because you were already given inspiration for that, right? So a
No,
fortune
I
die.
was given a hero.
so
Okay.
a fortune effect cannot apply more than one
Actually,
time to a
14.
roll. Say again.
14.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was 6 plus 8.
You tumble down. Now you're on the bottom of the deck again, but you're not up top. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Another round of fortitude saves. Everyone that's in the air, roll with misfortune.
At least I'm on the ground.
2.
Oh no, a 17 and a 1.
Oh
Hero
no.
pointing. I can't handle this another hit.
20.
20 is a fail.
Oh,
8 is a crit fail.
I'm also gonna hero point. Hold on. I gotta roll again.
well.
I gotta roll. Not with that die. Ah, there we go. Okay, another 26.
26 is a pass. Wesley.
14.
14 is a fail, not a crit fail.
17.
Is a fail, not a crit fail. The regular failure is 11 points of bludgeoning damage as you are thrown across the ship and the wind strikes you.
Failure.
The double for your crit fails.
It hurts, guys.
And it's the
You
usual.
can
Like,
see-
it's a basic save, right?
Basic save, yeah. You can see a large number of the crew is already knocked out. You can see they're unconscious. Like Terry is literally on the his head is in between like the stokes of the helm, and it's just spinning around, and he's just like spinning in it.
Why didn't these go under?
Ethan Art's good. Send out a free hero point. Who wants to grab it?
I need it.
Okay, you should probably take
We're
it.
gonna give it to Ernie.
I have
needs it.
0 and I have 12 HP. So
Oh, well, I have 0 and I've got 10 HP.
Oh, I'll give it to you.
Let's throw it to Kai then. Okay.
I got
Woo,
the
we
last
should have took
one.
that break earlier, huh? All right, it's y'all's round. Get
Okay,
that
well-
sail up.
I'm gonna let someone else go. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
st-
want me
or
to-
Yeah,
am I
I'm
still in the
gonna-
right spot?
I have a question.
Yes.
So for telekinetic projectile, it just says a loose unattended object.
Mm-hmm.
Would the rope count as that?
The rope is the rope that's loose. The big thick rope is loose, yeah, like the mainsail rope, not the rope that's attached to the sail that's currently down. Like there's 1,000 different ropes to the ship. That would count as attended because it's still attached. The one you're trying to roll up, the one that's snapped, the real dangerous one, that one's unattended since it's snapped. Does that make sense?
And the smaller one is the one that we need to.
The smaller
raise
one's the one you
rest
need to
of-
roll up. Yeah.
Okay.
Ernie, you have been inspired by chat. Thank you for that hero point.
Thank you.
Help him to get the sail going since I'm on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
I will assist him if possible. I'll like climb up, like kind of shimmy
You
up.
need you have to roll athletics to get up to him. If you succeed, then you'll have fortune on his roll.
I will shimmy up.
Shimmy.
That's not good either. 11.
No,
I'm trying to shimmy.
you drop straight down. And now I want to say that since you failed that check and it's been failures in a little bit of a row, enfeebled 1.
Great.
You're getting tired from this like literally hurricane force winds.
I'm just
cutting
gonna stay
up at
here.
you. All right,
23.
23. Wesley, you see him reach out his hand, and you can see the wind literally cutting him. You have razor burns on your hand, and then Wesley finally turns himself into a little ball, and then he extends, grabs the rope, and pulls it down like Ernie did. It rolls all the way up. You land. Dexterity saving. Reflex save.
Reflex save is plus 12. 24.
24. He lands on his feet, crouching, razor burn on his hands, rope burn, as the ship slows and slows and slows, and just gets out of the distance of the island. As soon as you leave that precipice, the winds return to normal. All is quiet for one more second. You see as Reinbach looks over the edge. Well, what the hell's going on over there? And we're going to go ahead and take our break. A very late break for us, y'all. I'm sorry. So, We'll be back in about 10 minutes, y'all. Don't go anywhere, and we can find out what the hell is going on with this island in just a little bit.
Well,
All right,
I mean,
y'all.
Live or die?
Yeah,
Find
live or
out.
die. Find out. Thank y'all for the inspirations. Thank y'all for being here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, y'all. All right, I'm going to play the recap for you. And we're back. I think. Everyone alive?
Give me the taters.
And decently alive.
All right, so to recap for anyone that wasn't here before the break, we set sail from one island to an island that was adjacent about 1 day away. During the night, the crew had an entire day's worth of supplies raided and scavenged. And the culprit has yet to be found. The only clue? A long, crooked fingernail with tater leavings underneath the skin. They also uncovered that the captain was searching for something specifically, which is why they're spending so much time on the sleeping sea. So, I'm going to turn that music right where it needs to be. There we go. So, the crew all sort of licks their wounds, gets up, and looks around. Ethan Art's good. Thank you so much for being around. He's got a roll, so he just got a hero point to someone real quick in chat. Someone here.
Who doesn't?
And
have
thank
one?
you so much for the 5 gift subs, you
We all got
absolute wonderful person.
I'll take it if no
Thank
one
you
else
so
wants
much.
it. So we all get one because we're coming back.
Yeah, everyone gets one from coming back from break.
I feel like you
And
need
then
more stuff.
also someone take a second one from Ethan Art's good.
I'll do it.
Thanks so much, bud.
You will bear this
Thank
burden.
you, Ethan. Everyone go check out Ethan Art's good. Someone give him a shout out if you can.
Yeah, I will do my best.
He arts real good. That's not just a name.
He do. He really
Go check out his art, y'all. He also keeps this party alive.
Yeah.
He's
Thank
trying
you so
his
much again
best.
for the 5 gift subs. That's absolutely incredible.
We'll have to put him in the credits as healer.
You guys don't want any of our
no,
characters
sis.
to die before the art
Yeah.
comes out.
He's the
Thank you for the shout out.
ship
Agreed.
doctor.
All right.
Speaking of healer, like Cordelia's gonna get some help pulling everybody so that they're kind of closer. And that means everybody in the crew.
Everybody in the crew, like one big huddle.
Yeah.
The huddled mass
As long as
together.
they're within 30 feet of me.
Often just groaning like.
I'll say that you can get the crew within 30 feet of you. Sure, like they
That's fine.
drag the unconscious bodies
The
over.
medical cot is the healthy cot, and all other cots are medical cots.
And as she stands there concentrating on the staff, the warm radiance seeps out to everyone. 14 points of healing to everyone that's within
So,
30 feet of
All
me.
right, the entire crew is just like, God. And I thought only her cooking was magical.
While we're all gathered up, I
You say
just quickly
14?
glance
14.
around for missing
I
fingernails.
rolled
Huh?
really
And then while
well.
we're all gathered up, I just quickly glance for missing
If there was any
fingernails.
evidence on this deck, it has now been completely
No, on their
ripped up.
hands.
On their
Missing
hands?
fingernails. Like,
Oh, missing
Because we
fingernails.
found
No, you hadn't seen. I mean, you saw plenty of missing fingernails. Like, they're like
Oh,
people.
on
They do not
walls.
have good
Match
hygiene.
the length of the one we found below deck.
The length. Maybe I wasn't clear with the one you found below deck. It is like talon sized.
Talon-sized,
It is a
yeah.
fingernail.
thought it
A
was like
humanoid
rodent-
fingernail, but
rodents
it's
more like
it's like almost like a raptor claw, but
Okay.
long, gross, sharp, and like I'd say like 3 or 4 inches. Like it
Okay.
is a real
Noted.
I know it was a joke, but do we actually have a were rat?
So,
I wasn't joking. It's never a joke, it was just meta.
And
so
next to Kai and Ernie, I just pluck 2 leaves and like eat this.
I like how they don't actually
Yeah.
take it from you.
Now
They're just
Wesley
like,
has the airplane.
2d8.
I'm a hungry boy.
All right, and so Wesley gives him his magical flower.
Oh,
petals,
both of
which
those
he-
were
yeah,
3
I
times
get
better than
this.
sleep.
Oh my god. Oh wow, good. Magical stuff is better than sleeping. What was this?
alright. So we cannot sail to that island.
Who has sailing lore?
Yep.
Roll.
So as you say that, Kai has actually wandered over to where Mr. Darrow is, and they're kind of discussing back and forth about the experience just now. And Mr. Darrow is explaining how much work it was to fight against the what is the word? The flow, the currents.
The
current. There we
currents,
go.
yeah.
Currents is what I'm looking for. And I have gotten a total of 26.
26. That is a pass.
And Kai says, I have an idea this time. an edict. Bend with the storm, or break. I'm going to watch the currents when we attempt this time, and I'll tell you which direction to steer in.
I didn't know you were a religious man, Master Kai, the drowned mistress.
Aye.
I respect it. Go into the wind. Move with the current. Bend with it, not break. Use the force to drive us through. Aye. We could try that. I'll
be
need
your
direction.
eyes.
And we'll need men to fix these sails.
I'm gonna
hammer.
I just read this chapter in my new book last night about how to reinforce structures. Is there anything we can do to shore up this mast a little bit?
I will say this. Go ahead and just roll your engineering lore that you learned. I love that these lore checks are coming in like that after y'all just learned. 19. Because of your engineering lore check, you can now reinforce the mast. They will now not break as easily. If I roll like a D100 and D20 to see if they're breaking, they will resist that a little bit longer now.
Okay.
I will say you have spent a couple hours repairing the ship, and I'm going to do a group roll for the crew. And they fix it up. They get the sails tied back together. They get the lines pulled back up. The Windfall's in worse condition than when you set sail, but it's sailable now. It's not in like terrible condition. It wasn't completely destroyed like whenever this journey began, but it was tore up a little bit, but it survived.
Could I have taken like a 10?
You could definitely take a 10.
To, like,
Everyone could have
focus.
taken a 10.
That
I
doesn't
will
get rid of
say
my
that the
enfeebled.
crew, their morale is looking a little shaky. Like,
I can do a medic.
it just tore us
check on you to
apart,
try
and we're gonna sail back into that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about mysterious islands with barriers. If it kills everybody that tries to get in, the stuff that's there is pretty good because other people haven't taken it yet.
Let me try to treat wounds
I know.
on you.
It's the first rule of sailing. Here, move these 2 crates over here and start filling them with sand.
Should we take it from the other sand crates, sir?
Just move the sand crates and make sure they're topped off.
Okay. So they go and move the crates that are full of sand.
Yeah.
And they move into a bracing
Anybody
position.
that isn't doing something, this is a windbreak. I want you to crouch down behind it when we start to go in. Yes.
May we get inside the crate if the winds get really bad?
Well, here's the thing. If somebody goes overboard, we're going to need you, and you can't see from inside the crate. If the ship starts to sink, you have my permission to get inside the crate. Yes, Terry.
Sir, why don't we all just go below decks?
I mean, that is an option, but do you know what happens if everyone goes below deck? Nothing, because it just sits here. Oh. Yeah.
The collective murmur.
Including me, I'm like, oh, yeah.
So we actually have to do stuff, or the ship it just floats. Yeah.
Sir, I've seen heard stories of tying men to masts to get through windy terrain. Is there anything to that?
It is an option.
Are you volunteering?
You tie the useless ones to the mast so they don't fall off.
Yeah, I don't know what your question is, but move the pickles below deck before something bad happens.
Sir.
While they're fixing everything, can I attempt to treat his wounds?
Absolutely. Yeah, if you have 10 minutes to treat wounds for your heal skill, absolutely.
I'm enfeebled.
Plus medicine. Let's see. Am I cured? I'm going to use a hero point.
Oh, okay. We're spending hero points already on just a treat wounds check.
Chad's
Okay,
got
16.
our back.
Chad's got your back, maybe.
So what does that mean?
That means that your wound is cured.
If you had the wounded condition.
Which I think enfeebled is?
No.
No?
Wounded is when you go
Condition is
down.
wounded.
Oh.
All right. So
Well,
while they're
then-
doing that,
I'm still enfeebled, but I feel great.
Well, here.
was there anything else preparation-wise you
I think
wanted
you're
to
fully
do?
healed.
I'm gonna
You're
also
braced
treat my own
up.
wounds at some point.
Mhm.
and that-
I think y'all can go ahead and make those rolls before we get rolling on this island.
I was I guess, steal the spyglass from whoever has it and try and steal or see if there's anything like in the skies that seems to be causing or controlling the
Perception
winds.
for me, please.
Wazam. Nope.
Well, you have an item bonus because you're using a spyglass.
Well, it's a nat 1.
Oh.
Hey,
So-
man, that's backwards.
Who's going to do that? Tell me Wesley learned how to use a spyglass.
I don't want to do this.
That's
anymore.
actually a toilet paper roll. We give that to the kids in port.
That's the fancy napkins.
They've been coupled.
All right, everybody ready to try this again? Pickle secured.
All right. So the plan is for Mr. Darrow to steer on the helm. Kai, you're behind him, guiding him. Everyone else, what are we doing to prepare to get into this windy gale?
I would like to essentially be on watch, and if I see that they haven't been able to maneuver out of the wind, I'd like to use my feather token fan to essentially like buffet the wind.
Oh, okay. I like that.
To see if, if we do fail a check at some point, maybe I can stop the wind from completely screwing us.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll be like waiting behind the wind buffer to see like, I guess in case anyone goes overboard, I can kind of help them, or if like the sails need assistance, just like waiting to see if there's something that needs attention.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to climb up into the rigging and lash myself to something, like tie myself down, and then I'm going to take my come along, my winch, and work its mechanisms into the sail retriever, so I can just be sit there tied and crank up the sail from where I am.
And I'll
Okay.
be securing some additional rigging just
All right.
in case it snaps.
That all sounds pretty good. So, why don't we just give me a group roll real quick to see how successful we are, and if it goes really poorly, then we'll go through this again. But let me go ahead, and I'm going to do the right cue. Just in case. So, Mr. Darrow nods at you, Kai, and he points, and the ship begins a huge, wide turn, and it's out of nowhere. The wind picks up and begins assaulting the sails once more, rippling. They begin to bend and turn. And Kai, you immediately point out the current, and Mr. Darrow turns in, trying to use the power of the wind to push through to the island. Roll results. Roll results.
What am I?
Natural 20. What am I rolling? for my
Yeah.
job?
I'm literally just rolling a d20.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Okay, well, 16.
12, okay.
12.
12.
22.
22.
Add these
Am I
hero
adding
points
anything to
No,
it?
just rolling straight.
16.
This is kind of your straight
How
roll.
do you get 14
What gets
I
added?
thought it
What
was
gets
a
added is basically on the point of what you told me. So
Oh, it was a 14 then.
at 14. Okay. So as you're going, it's looking bad for a second, and the sail is just like rippling and like threatening to tear off once more. But as it is, you are ready.
Hard to starboard.
As you give the order, Mr. Darrow is like mechanical in his response time and turning into it. Ernie is letting out the speed and pulling the sail up as much as possible. Wesley and Brooks are bracing themselves and getting the speed slowing down. And Cordelia doesn't have to expend her feather token, but she's on standby, her hair grabbing various bits of rigging and even scooping up one of the halflings at one point and throwing it behind the wind brace. And the whole ship is under this pressurized wind as for a second it feels like the whole thing might collapse. And then suddenly, like a sigh, it dies as you cross the threshold and sail into clear blue waters. The island, just some couple hundred of feet from you.
We did it.
You can see the island in the distance. It's small. It's not a very large island at all, with 2 beaches and this ruinous structure on it, which everyone go ahead and give me perception checks real quick. No?
13.
13.
23.
23.
18.
18.
13.
26.
Okay, as a group, I'll call that a pass. So as you're looking, there's a sparse, scattered trees. You can see these large, what you thought were rocks, but actually gigantic clamshells on the beach. You can also see the beach itself. There's bits of rubble and rocks that rise in with the tide, but also bits of this structure, which looks like it's given into the way of time, whether the natural disasters, someone blew it up with a cannonball, but it's been ruinous for a little while. You also notice the shoreline of it is jagged and reef, and you'll have to take the skiff out. You're not going to be able to pull the Windfall in closely. But the wind seems to have died down by now.
To the skiff?
I'm up in the rigging still. I pull out my spyglass. Do I see any sort of like movement on this island?
There's no movement, but roll perception for me with +1 item bonus for your spyglass, I believe.
19.
19. There's a skeleton on the beach, laying half buried in the sand, reaching out like this
Okay.
towards one of the giant clamshells.
There. All right. I climb down and I pack my come along back up.
It didn't seem like it was that animated skeleton. It seemed like the regular type.
The best.
They always
Boring.
seem that way, don't they?
Well, don't look at me.
There is a skeleton out there, so let's just actually, Rosamond,
Sir.
could you get our one cannon pointed at that island and loaded just in case?
Aye, sir.
Thank you.
Directly at the skeleton.
Sir. And like just a couple moments later, it's aimed and ready, sir. We can fire on the island.
No, we're gonna take a skiff in. Let's see, Kai, do you have a way you could signal if we need to bring in some? I mean, I guess you could shoot, but I want you to be able to shoot your gun without them shooting the cannon at us. You have any thoughts?
I mean, I'm pretty big, and the ship's not that far away. They should be able to see, and then he just raises his hand in a simple signal.
And she nods.
Okay.
Aye, sir. We see that signal. We'll rain fire.
Okay. Yeah, and try not to aim at us. Just aim near us at the thing that's. Okay.
She nods. I'll have Flintlock take the shot.
All right. Is that good news or bad news?
He's a better shot than me, but I load the powder faster.
Fair enough. All right. Well, let's lower a skiff.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and show everyone our map for today.
Oh.
Skiff time. It's
There we go. So, what you can see is a small island with 2 beaches and this ruined sort of structure around it. You arrive on the skiff, and let's go ahead and get rid of this so you guys can see too. With the grand reveal.
Oh, it's really
Beautiful.
Yeah.
very cool.
Wish I could get a little bit farther away. There we go. So you can see some of the towers have collapsed. It once was probably a castle or fort of some kind. Oh, very small for both of those. No, not anything for an army, but maybe an maybe an outpost.
Camera overboard!
Oh no! Everyone's seen behind the scenes.
It looks like Torrance can double jump onto this.
Torrance, yeah, it does. I was just going to say. It does look like it's not been used in some time, but it's been ruined at this point. And you all arrive on the shore right here. The wet sand kind of giving way to your feet as your boots press in to the beach.
Y'all ever think it's weird that it's the 5 of us that always end up going to the island? No one else ever asks.
Who else could?
I'm really starting to get concerned about the fact that you keep asking the cook to come out onto the islands with you.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have never learned what plants are edible.
It's just magic.
I just
Fair.
lick them.
Just lick 'em.
You probably shouldn't do that.
Well,
At least not all of them.
sometimes they lick back.
That they do. I've almost been eaten by one.
So, right next to you, Cordelia, is a skeleton, and he's half sunk in the sand. There is a pile of gold around his waist that's spilled out of his satchel. And then there's a giant clam next to him that he is clearly reaching out for.
I grab my crowbar.
Okay.
I want to pry that clam open.
Okay, go ahead and roll a reflex save for me.
A reflex save.
Mm-hmm.
The question is the clam
What's
a skeleton?
21.
A 21. You manage to jump out of the way as the clam, as you go to pry it open, it opens up and the tongue goes, and you have to jump back, and it closes. It seems like...
Did you get a look inside?
Yes, inside this clam was a big, juicy, muscle-like tongue.
No pearl?
No pearl.
But good eats?
Good eats.
There are various other bits of ruin and rubble across the island, and you can see, like, I don't know, just something was once here. Something.
Okay, just poll the group. Is every skeleton pile of gold cursed?
Kai, picking up the gold, says, I don't think so.
Add 30 gold pieces to your inventory.
I was like, do I need an occultism roll or?
Well,
Check magic.
yeah. Put cursed question mark? No, I'm just kidding. No, it seems like this one's not. Oh, I'll never
This
have the
one's-
angle that I had earlier. Now I'm very sad.
Perfect angles.
Before I knocked it down.
Is there anything distinct about the skeleton? I get down and kind of look at it. Is it?
It's clearly was a sailor of some kind.
Kai hands the 30 gold to the quartermaster. Please add 30 gold to our inventory to our overall rewards.
Yeah, I'll just give 6 to everybody.
Okay.
Immediately? Jeez. Okay, I figured we'd pull it later.
All right.
Why wait?
All right. So as you guys are like picking up the gold and like you're walking around the island, the second that you guys kind of like cross that threshold out of like the beachy area and like touch foot on the earth, you feel, and the wind whistles once more, and you see this blue spectral, almost like face, and it says, "Leave this place. Leave this place."
We'd like to visit some.
The wind picks up again.
Please.
There is naught for you here. There is not.
What is this place?
The wind just kind of picks up a little bit, and some of you are like cringing as you remember the pain of the razor sharp winds on board the ship.
As the wind's doing that, she's just kind of squinting at it before turning to Brooks. Can I see your fork for a moment? And I'll use rapid a fixture to put one of the potency crystals on it.
I was like, are you hungry?
No, and then I'll hand it back. So now it's like one of those pretty little forks with like the gemstone at the handle. That's kind of like wrapped around it.
So what does this do?
So we're gonna ignore that, right?
+1 striking weapon.
Don't you always?
And then you get an extra damage die.
Probably. Why do you think the skeleton's reaching towards the clam?
Good eats.
No, I mean, it's stuck. It's dead. They didn't just get tired. They're like half buried in the sand. And they're reaching towards the clam in a state of perpetual desire.
Maybe there's something past the clam.
You can all roll medicine real quick to inspect the wounds on this skeleton.
Maybe it's just a coincidence the clam is here.
It's a good thing we
Natural
brought-
20.
Natural 10.
It is covered in hundreds of small little cuts, like someone took a knife and cut it. You realize that this is wind scarring. Like the wind was so hard it cut him like a knife. He was literally eviscerated by wind. That's how he died. It probably cut him down to the bone, he bled out, and he's been here so long that his skin and bones have dissolved. But the wind cut so hard it cut through to his bone.
Okay, so he wanted to be inside the clam. I get it.
You've solved my puzzle.
You solved the
It's a raid boss, and it's like, all right, everyone to your clam, go, 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 go.
I mean,
He changes notes.
I
Ask you once more. Leave.
And how many clams were on the beach?
There's one clam you can see here, and then on the other beach, on the other side of the island, there's one behind that building over there.
We're the crew of the Windfall. We really respect the wind. We'd like to learn more about you.
maybe we can just take some clams with us then.
I just really need to know what else is on this island.
What if we all run in there? Can't stop all of us.
But the wind out there just stopped all of us.
I mean, you saw it turn away our ship.
Look, you just clearly showed that it can't.
So that was a bigger one. This is a smaller one. I don't know.
I can't even. I can't.
Good day.
I'm looking through to see if I have anything that anti-wind.
I'm gonna.
We kill the clam.
While we're
and we
standing
use it as a
there,
wind brace.
While we're standing there looking around, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Detect Magic.
Can you kill the clam?
What's the range of detect magic?
30 foot.
Yeah, probably.
Stick.
Kill it. We'll use its shell like a
Oh.
windshield.
Oh. Just in range. There is something magical right on top of this spire. Let me just turn the camera so they can see. Right on top of this spire, right here. It probably once was a tower of some sort, which is now collapsed. You can see that there's no rampart for it, but a piece of the building has collapsed, creating a sort of bridge right here. But there is something magical right there.
She just kind of squints up at it. Not entirely certain what it is, but there's something up there.
Can you yeah, sorry, that's good.
Alright, well, that seals it. Alright, I trust the wind so much, I'm gonna leave this up to the wind. Heads, we leave, and tails, we stay. And I pull out a coin, and I flip it.
The wind takes it and it flies off in the ocean.
Well, now we don't know what it is.
Looked like tails to me. That's what I saw. Chelsea?
Alright, are you breaching the shore?
Kill the clam.
Kai walks over to the clam and
Not too close.
and waits for it to open up and try to snap its tongue at him.
You getting close enough?
Mhm.
Reflex save.
All right. Kai lets it hit him, and as soon as it touches him, discharges a shocking grasp into the
You're
clam.
saying the word it lets you hit. Let it hit you.
No.
That's what I said.
Well, that was a mistake.
I already said that.
Okay. So the tongue comes out, but it's not like it just hits you with the tongue. The tongue wraps around you. The entire mollusk-like body wraps around Kai. So Kai gets pulled in. He gets pulled into the body of the clam.
Okay.
The shell shuts.
Okay.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning
Okay.
as it shuts down and clamps down on top of you, and then you feel the shocking grasp go off. So you guys see it just chunk, gobble him up,
Sure.
I didn't tell him to go inside.
Sure.
and then shocking grasp.
You won't die to the wind.
Does it need to make a save of any kind?
No, I just have to touch it, and it touched me.
Yeah.
Let's see. That is 22 points of lightning damage.
And Kai kind of rolls out, and there's a dead clam inside.
Cool. Now that we split it in half
What?
and use it as a windshield.
I suppose, or you could close it up and put it in the boat so we can take it back with us.
We take the meat out.
And put that where?
I mean, someone's got like a bag of something.
It's like right into my backpack.
Screw the wind, mister. Y'all just want a fucking clam bake.
No, I want to.
It's resource management. I
I want to use the shell as a shield.
Yeah, we can hack this into pieces. I mean, that's an option.
You just cut it in half.
We can leave the tongue half on the beach for now. And then we can use the other half as a windscreen.
To do what?
In case the wind comes up.
I need
face.
to know what is up in that spire.
It's something magical.
Yeah.
Now
Now
I
we
double
gotta go.
want to know what's in the spire.
Corner, you got a knife, right?
Yeah, I do.
She just kind of sighs and like lifts it open and pulls out one of her knives and just starts cutting the top away from
Alright,
it.
roll survival. See if you preserve the meat.
I'm trained in that. 16.
16. Okay, I'll say giant clam. Yeah, you managed to preserve the meat without butchering it.
I cannot believe
Or you butcher it correctly. Yeah.
that wind took my double-sided coin. I am pretty pissed off.
I knew that's what it was. I knew it. Alright, I pick up clamshell.
You've ever seen like
You
the,
have a
the old
clamshell
cartoons
now.
where they like line up inside the
Oh,
inside
yeah.
the clamshell and they shuffle forward with
This
it?
is not gonna work like you guys think it's gonna work.
He,
Anything else before
no,
y'all
he
storm
just
this
seemed
beach?
so excited about it. I couldn't.
You know what? I think that's been enough time. The wind grows impatient with you. So, as you like grab the clamshell, and Ernie's like, "Well, I gotta step foot on this beach. What's the marching order on getting on here
Well, I was.
into this little area right
I
here?"
was
I know you got the clamshell.
first.
Don't worry, I have your clamshell.
You can just.
Hang on, no.
There I
You
go.
It's
got
a
it.
little boat. He can sit in it.
Put him in the boat. Yeah, you've got your clamshell. What's everyone else doing? Who's furthest along? Ernie?
Yeah, probably.
Cordelia would need to be at least on the edge here. Kai, you were next to the skeleton, I suppose. And then Brooks, where were you at?
By Kai, I guess.
Up here?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys step foot, you were warned. Whoosh, whoosh. Everyone, go ahead and roll initiative. Against what? I guess it's the wind.
So that way we can see.
Probably the wind.
Probably the wind, right?
Can
Okay.
Vaguely.
Hey, me too.
Oh,
Ooh.
that was actually really good.
All right, 25
Yeah.
to 30. 30 to 25.
No, sir.
Interesting. All right, and then everyone else.
23.
23? Okay, Cordelia. Who wants to go first? Cordelia, Brooks.
You go first.
Okay, Brooks. And then everyone else.
16?
Also 16.
Who wants to go first?
Wesley.
Yeah,
Wesley, Ernie, Kai,
Man,
Clam. All right, so
Should I go first?
I agreed that I'd.
no, you don't go first. So the first thing that happens is appearing right in front of you is this spectral wind knight. It
Oh.
has the top half, this armor that seems made of this ethereal wind spinning, this iron-looking helmet made of this like blue ethereal energy, and it has a long sort of like flail that's like a longer chain rather than just like the hook and chain. I don't know what that's called. And he's got it spinning around, and the bottom half is like the spinning tornado. It just appears right in front of Ernie, and then as it does, the battlefield changes. Wind whips up and begins to strike and assail at you in a dangerous way, like on the ship. If you take the stride action, your speed is halved, as it counts as difficult terrain. If you have the air trait, you are immune. So this thing's going to appear, and the first thing it's going to do. Let me just get this up real quick. I don't want to tell you wrong.
Any move action or just specifically the stride action?
It's. Let me read real quick. Striding and flying creatures. If you're striding or flying,
But not jump.
not jumping.
But you are in the air.
All right. So this
Jump.
wind sort of creature in front of you takes the flail and brings it down on top of Ernie. Oh, geez, that's huge. It's like 30 versus your AC.
No.
Is it like 30 or is it 30?
It is 30.
Okay. That is a success, but not a critical
Okay,
success.
it is exactly 30.
Wow, what a crit me.
All right, so it's going to go ahead and hit you, and let me just read this real quick.
Fuck, man. Guys, it's time to break wind.
You're not.
Breaking bread and breaking.
Oh my god. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as it strikes at you. And then it's going to fly 30 feet back here.
How far? That they went 30 feet?
It went 30 feet back. It doesn't seem affected by the wind. And
It
then...
has the wind trait.
Mhm. And then... that's about it.
No.
And
Ominous.
anybody striding is at half speed right now.
There's a certain area, I would say, if you're on this beach, you're not in it, but once you get here, you're in it. It doesn't seem like it's affecting the whole island. It seems like an AoE of some sort.
Okay, but it is affecting me currently.
Yeah, currently, yes. If you go in that way. When you go this way, towards this side, it doesn't seem to affect that way. You don't see the wind over there.
Okay.
All right, let's go through it. It's going to be Cordelia up.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Ill Omen, so that kind of shadow emanates from her.
Oh, yeah, big fail. Or is it an
Ooh.
attack roll?
No, it's a will save.
Crit fail.
Crit fail.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yay! Every time during the duration of this. So all of his attack rolls and skill checks are at misfortune
Wow,
For a
okay.
minute.
for a whole. Hold on, duration.
The rest of his natural born life.
One round. So anything that he does for an entire round is at misfortune.
Okay, Jesus. All right, anything else for you?
And then she's also her Seafoam Green Isle flash, and I need him to make another will save.
I got another one, okay.
Evil eye.
You know it.
12.
That's a fail.
Okay.
So he is frightened 1 and will continue to be frightened 1 so long as I can see him.
Oh, geez, with the evil eye on him. Okay, we love that.
And that's it for me.
All right. Brooks.
Let me look at the map over here.
Okay.
Give a lie for the wind guy.
How far is he from me?
From you, stick time.
We love the stick.
He's 30 feet from you.
No.
You need to stride twice, I think, to reach him.
I don't even know if I want to be there. Okay, so I'm gonna. I guess it's dinner time.
Shing! The fighter's fork comes alive as you say it's dinner time. The small silver fork you hold turns to this gigantic trident.
And is the rune always active, or I have to activate it?
You have to activate it.
Okay, so.
But it's like a one-time use.
Yeah, it's for one strike, the
Yeah.
crystal.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I can do that as I'm striding, or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
As
so I'll
is.
do that as I stride 1 closer.
Mm-hmm.
And then as the fork comes out, a shadowy gray version of Brooks shoots forward, and I'm
Okay.
going to use a spiritual weapon.
Okay, go ahead and
to attack
attack.
it from afar. From afar.
From a distance. He's going for speed.
Oh, that's good. 28.
28, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Good, good.
5 damage.
5 damage. You watch as the shadow version of Brooks, his spiritual form, pierces forward. As he pierces, the thing shatters a little bit, and the wind begins to fly. He says, "No, no!" And the wind begins to pour out of its body, and it shatters like glass. Well done, heroes. I can finally rest. And the wind dies.
Great, that was easy.
Materializing on the beach in front of you is a single treasure chest full of gold. You have done well. Take your reward and go. It appears right where the creature died, and then it's silent on the island once more.
Both Brooks and the Shadow Brooks like scratch their head.
Really felt like that hurt a lot more on the way in.
Is the wind outside of the island still going?
You can't see it, so.
What about the spire?
Scramble.
Yeah, I'll detect magic again. Is that
So magical up there.
it's still
Want
up
me to
there?
fetch it?
Sure. This feels like a trap, right? I'm not the only one.
Yeah. It's kind of like when I'm bothering the smith and he's just like, Ernie, and he keeps saying stuff. And he's like, yep, you win, man. And he's like,
But he's not
can you
actually.
go now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like agreeing with us.
I've never heard of wind that speaks common.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it like that because I haven't seen wind that speaks anything else either.
Oh, you didn't get pushed off a cliff, that's right.
Ernie, your perception's +8.
Yeah.
You look down, you're like, come to think of it, that didn't hurt as much as I thought it should. Heal half the damage you took from that fight. You're like, wait, that didn't hurt as much as I thought it did when we were fighting. That's weird.
Well, Ernie, you wanted to see what's in the island. Go on, take a look.
What? The chest? The magical chest? That's
Yeah.
what you want me to mess with?
It's what you wanted, isn't it?
No. It's too easy.
No.
I don't like it. I get closer to it though.
Okay. It looks like about 120 gold.
Or it's like open.
Do I see traps?
No, like you're just starting. It's opened up and like spilling out. Like it's free for the taking. Take your reward and go.
I'm gonna go up the ramp and get the bauble.
Up the ramp.
Yeah.
As you like take that first step right here. I can't put your shell there, okay?
I can put the shell down because the wind's gone. So
You're not gonna stay. I don't have my risers either. All right, so you're just gonna be over there. So as you as you put the first step on the ramp, the wind picks up again. No! Take the money and go.
we should take our reward. I want that thing.
The wind picks up again. My patience is being tried. Do you step forward again?
Wesley,
Yes.
one moment. I'm gonna do a reach spell, and with telekinetic projectile, I'm just gonna grab the thing, and throw it at me to grab it.
Does it have to be an unattached object?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like a chain chomp, you watch this metal chain fly towards Fidella's face and then just hang on the side of the building. It's attached. You can't pull it with telekinetic projectile.
Oh well. Thought I might save you the effort.
Whatever
in
it
case.
is, it's on a chain.
Seems,
I want it. I'm gonna go.
it seems
So as Wesley takes that step, the wind picks up again. And we're going to resume combat where we left off. As another spectral sort of spirit appears right here. And Wesley, we'll just know where you're at right now.
And I assume it's been longer than a minute.
No, it's only been like 10 seconds or so.
Oh.
Like, I mean, that was however long that was, like about a minute or so. I said you were within a minute still.
It's like 30 seconds.
Yep, so yeah, about 30 seconds. Alright, so that brings us to Wesley's turn.
Wind's back.
Mm-hmm.
How long is the ramp?
How long is the ramp? It's 40 feet
40.
at an incline. Mm-hmm.
Make like 2 quick jumps.
Okay.
20 feet each. So that'd be a DC 20 for each jump.
Mm-hmm.
Not including anything you might analyze for like the wind or whatever, but I guess I'll try it.
Go for it.
Jump.
Got hops.
Hero point.
Okay. We're hero pointing.
You don't have hops.
I got 2 of them, but I'm like, oh, it's an 8 roll.
Alright, go for it.
25.
25 is a pass as you jump through the wind, and now you see you're actually out of the barrier now. Wherever the area of effect of this wind is, you're now outside of it. You're no longer inside of it. The wind's no longer around you.
I can just stride 30 feet up to the thing, right?
No! Alright, the thing is a shackle. The shackle is open, and it has a big hole in it. Think of like a big shackle like that you would put around someone's ankle. But it has a big hole in it, like a Pokeball sized hole. And it's got a very fine silvery white sort of residue on the side of the inside of the hole.
Like something. Like the shackle you said was unlocked?
Yeah, it's unlocked, but it looks like almost like a slot. You're like, it's like almost like something fits in there, something round.
There's something missing. Look for like a ball.
Okay.
Call out. Because I guess I'll do a search up here to see if anything
Perception.
like that. Stands up to me. Natural 20, 28.
You don't see anything like that, but there is a second shackle on the top of that pillar over there, on the other wall. On top of that wall by the tree. There's a second one over there.
Which one are you on?
That's right here. I don't know where my laser pointer is. Right here, and then on the other corner over there. Yep, on top. All right, that's it for that.
Yep.
Let's bring us to Ernie.
Seeing how the wind is whipping everything around, it's giving
Oh
me-
yeah, I'm sorry. The gold has scattered and disappeared now. That's gone.
Oh, I actually moved to the gold, so I should be.
So you should be right there. Yeah, that's correct. You did. So you're up here.
But I see this big knight guy in front of me,
Mhm.
and I remember how he hit me last time. And while it wasn't as hard as I thought it might be, it was still hard.
Mhm.
So I see how the gold has whipped around, and I reach and I pull out a deck of playing cards, and I just kind of throw them in front of me, and all the cards scatter in front of me, and I sneak and hide using the cards as a screen.
That's pretty fucking cool.
It's another feat to do this.
All right, you got it. All right, you got it.
So
the
I-
playing cards flip
I
around
am
and.
stealthing with I'm gonna use a hero point here. I'm a stealthing as a 22.
Okay, you got it. Versus his perception DC, right?
And
Interesting.
And then I'm gonna, and now that I am hidden, I'm gonna keep
Oh,
low
really?
and go hide around the corner of this wall.
Around the corner, can you?
Yeah.
You're at half speed at stride, so.
Okay, so I'm in the area. So then
Yeah.
I want to keep low in the grass and just kind of get
What's your speed?
He's not
towards
striking,
it.
he's
25.
25, so you can move like here,
Okay.
and then you stride twice.
Well, it's 2 actions to.
That's
do
as far
it.
as you can get. You can get just right there.
Never mind.
You can't get to the wall. Yeah, you
Am
can. You
am
cannot
I-
move very far at all.
Am I hidden? I
Hmm?
guess I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, then we're gonna completely scrap that part, and from the cloud of
cards?
a dagger flies out at this knight.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
That's going to be a 21 to hit. and
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
flat-footed?
Yeah, he's definitely flat-footed.
Okay, so that is going to be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Okay, the dagger hits him, and again, the wind begins to escape out of his body, and he shatters like glass, disappearing.
Oh,
He's dead.
well, that's my 3 actions.
still windy.
It is still windy. Okay. Kai. There's no more little wind knight guys.
I'm gonna look around the beach for a ball.
Okay.
Beach ball.
That's gonna be 19. to
19?
search. Yeah.
You looking for a beach ball?
Any kind of ball. He said look for a ball.
No. But you can roll nature for me real quick.
Sure. I'd
free
love to roll
nature check.
nature. That's a 23.
23. What's a ball you can find in a beach?
Pearl.
You start thinking maybe
beach
when you
ball.
look inside some clams.
Well, this is the only clam over on this beach, right?
Correct. On this beach is the only clam.
But
you
it's
can-
circling the island.
Yeah.
we know
So I'm
it's
gonna
the-
go. I'm gonna start striding to try to get to the opposite
If you stay
beach.
on this wall, that's like this border over here, you don't hit the wind AoE.
Oh, like I can't see on the other side. There's beach
Right
outside
here,
that?
yeah. No, you have to go around and then you can jump in the water and then get in the thing over here.
Okay. I mean, the water's probably not that deep right
It
there.
would take, I think, all 3 of your stride. What's your speed?
25.
In 2 strides, you can have one. You have a perception check.
Yeah, I already.
So 2 strides, you can make it to the other beach,
Okay,
right around the
yeah,
corner.
let's do
of
that. I
this.
want to stay out of the wind if I can do that.
All right, yeah, you're out of the wind and you're on this beach over here. You got it. All right. You really couldn't leave well enough alone.
It's a
Never
different, that's a
can.
different voice.
I offered you treasure, but you have chosen the way of. Right next to Ernie, you can see the invisibility disappear as the wind whips up even harder around you. Swirling like a miniature tornado, you see this blue-skinned giant humanoid, a long curled beard, glowing red eyes, a turban with a feather, swirling as a genie appears right next.
I thought you were gonna say it was an Arlander for a second.
Floating right above Ernie. as he takes a scimitar and is going to take 2 massive slices at Ernie.
Any chance I'm still hidden?
You never were. You didn't beat his DC.
If you were on the
Any
right
chance
line.
he's the one that was
Okay.
affected by evil?
17 versus AC.
17 does not hit me.
Okay. Oh, but this one's a 26 versus AC,
Yeah.
and he's sweeping with it, so you're going to take a damage to Brooks as he's sweeping with it.
You're gonna take it with your Brooks.
Yeah. As he slashes, you're going to take
Because the 20. Well, I'm assuming the 26 still hits.
14 points of slashing. The scimitar slashes against you, and then for his third action,
Is
He apologizes.
the wind around him begins to kick up. You still can go. This is the last chance. And he unleashes the whirlwind. Everyone within 20 feet of him, which is everyone. Actually, he moved closer now. So let's see if Wesley at the top, you're affected by this. Wesley, you're out of it.
Nice.
Oh, I got
Wesley,
the stick. Can you just see how tall, like how high up I am?
20,
It was at this moment we
20
knew we
feet.
fucked
Oh,
up.
cool. Now I can just hop down.
All right. So, everyone needs to make a fortitude
I mean, to be
save
fair,
except
we
for
can never
Wesley
leave
and
well enough
Kai.
alone,
Wesley and
so.
Kai do not have to. Everyone else needs to make a fortitude save.
Just hide behind the wall, his forehead.
Ooh, that's good. Hopefully.
He's on table, we're in trouble.
Do you have
All right, let's hear
hero
it.
point?
17.
17, fail. You are now knocked back. He's going to choose knock back 20 feet. You get knocked back to the edge of the island. You're not there. You're not there. Brooks.
1.
That's a
Critical.
crit fail.
Do you have your
You are
hero
going to
point
fall
for
back.
I use it.
Let's see. He can move you 20 feet clockwise, so he's going to knock you into the wall and knock you prone.
Before, like when he hit me with that slash, you were like describing what happened, so I didn't want to say it. But I want to use Blood Vendetta.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
I hope he bleeds.
He does.
Okay.
So it's a will save on
Yeah,
this part.
will save.
Natural 3. 14.
That's a fail.
That's a fail.
So full persistent bleed damage.
Yeah, so he
Alright.
takes
2d6 at the end of it.
2d6.
And he's going to continue to bleed.
Yeah. I think it only does persistent, so it's only at the end of his turn.
Okay.
Right? Unless it says it doesn't.
Well, it says the target takes 2d6 persistent bleed damage and must attempt a will save. So
Right.
this is with
So-
it.
So
Persistent
what
is
that means
always at
is
the end.
every time
Oh, I
his
see.
turn rolls
Yeah.
around, you put a dot on him is what you did.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the damage and then roll a recovery check.
All right.
Or a flat check. Versus
Until the bleeding stops, target has weakness 1 to piercing and slashing.
Very cool. All right, the Jin's turn is over. That means it's to Cordelia.
roll is.
Oh, who did you
2d6.
roll?
26.
Oh, that's a pass. You're good.
You can do it now though, because it was the genie's turn. So.
And in Jin's turn, it takes 2 bleed damage.
And he rolls a flat check.
Very nice.
So
Let's see if it ends. Nope, still bleeding. All right, you're up.
It's like the best spell.
Cordelia. The wind is swirling out from beneath this thing, flying above the ground, brandishing its scimitar.
Does have weakness 1.
Well, you can bleed.
Oh no.
Oh my.
And I'm going to go ahead and need him to make a fortitude saving throw for me.
Ooh. Natural 1. That's a crit fail. Oh no.
All right. Worms repass.
Oh shit.
Critical fail.
It's dinner time.
So worms materialize within his flesh, dealing 4d6 piercing damage.
Oh.
So I'll take an additional 1 on top of the.
And let's see.
Do you apply weaknesses
46.
before critical damage? Because that would apply whether it's
I don't remember.
2 or not.
Maybe someone can look that up
Oh.
for me real quick.
And he.
I think it's before.
It's a non
I would also think
No,
it's
he's not an
before.
undead creature. Okay.
Ooh.
I know you do immunities, then weaknesses, then resistance.
Ooh, that's really good.
It's double the initial damage, so 18 times 2.
36.
36?
36.
Are you shitting me?
36 piercing damage.
So,
Plus
out
the
of
2
Cordelia,
weakness.
I mean, describe how the worms come out. How do you cast this spell?
She focuses on him, and as she does, you see her eyes just turn jet black as his skin starts to wriggle and writhe and crawl.
Oh, God. Oh. And you can see underneath his blue skin, like almost like black veins appear, and then the veins rip up out of his skin as the worms writhe out of his body. Oh god! And there's some other persistent shit that happens. Yes.
So he's slowed one by the pain, and he takes persistent damage.
No.
Yeah, so he has 2 different types of persistent damage.
2d6 persistent piercing damage.
Oh wow.
So I don't.
That happens at the end of his turn.
At the end of his turn.
Jesus.
So he'll take the bleed, he'll take the piercing, and then he'll do separate recovery checks for each.
Wow. Okay.
Gross
Is that for
and
you,
weird.
Cordelia?
That was 2. Thank God for critical fails. And after doing that, she's like, well, he's probably mad at me, so shield.
Okay, you got it. Brooks, you're up.
I'm glad I could be the litmus test for you
Yeah,
to see
that's
if he
you
bleeds.
laying down by
Yep.
the... You're down by the barrier right here.
Yeah, let's have my weapon. Yeah, how far is he from me?
10 feet. He's also floating a little bit in the air, but you could reach him with a
No, I'm going to send my spiritual weapon to pierce him.
Okay, this spiritual weapon thrusts up as a shadowy
he
form
is-
of Brooks pierces out.
He's flat-footed due to the pain,
Okay.
as long as he's taking persistent damage.
All right, good to know.
So he's slowed and flat-footed for as long as the spell lasts.
Yep.
So 22 to hit.
22 does hit him.
9, 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage. He's bloodied. I mean, he's beyond bloodied, actually.
And I guess I'll attack again with the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
10.
10 does not hit, no.
He is
Okay.
flat-footed? I don't know if that does anything.
And then I'm going to just stand up for my last action.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
He's probably only crawled 5 feet over.
Yeah,
He does not take a swing
I'm
at
just gonna brace myself against the wall.
Okay.
Chat, I need fan art of Brooks with pom-poms cheering his spiritual weapon on.
I mean,
All right.
he does more than I do.
That's Wesley's turn now.
I'm enfeebled, yo.
I'll just walk off the cliff since I have catfall. I ignore the first 20 feet.
Oh, so you take no damage. You just...
Yeah, so I just walk. I guess part of my stride is just walk towards him.
I can't really reach Wesley. Hang on. Boop. And you just drop with taking no damage from
Yeah.
catfall.
And then I'll just continue my stride towards him.
Okay, it becomes difficult terrain as you approach him.
Okay, I have 30 feet of movement. And
I think you could still make it. That's fine.
Attempt to stab him. Just gonna stab him. That's a natural 20. So,
Okay.
There's something so. Just do some damage.
Okay.
That's, 16, 19 piercing, plus the weakness, so 20 piercing.
Just tell me how you finish off this genie.
I mean, I guess that's just what it is. Just casually hops down, walks up, and
Pop up like a balloon.
And you watch as this genie, he swirls and the wind compresses, and he says, "In but a moment, I will have finished." And the wind sucks up and disappears, and the genie just disappears in a puff of wind. And it's quiet for a moment.
Did that sound like a threat at the end there?
All right. So when he is defeated, his illusions shatter. So this little bunch of trees over here disappear,
Oh.
revealing a mound of earth underneath where that tree was supposedly.
there's another shackle thing up there. I'm gonna check that out if you guys wanna look at that dirt.
Yeah, I got a shovel, and I pull a shovel out.
Of course you've got a shovel.
Okay. So you grab the shovel and head over to the mound of
To the
dirt. Okay, you got it. Start digging.
Yeah.
It's not long that you dig up and you open up this little antique brass box. The box itself is probably worth something. Do you read Orin, the language of the wind?
When I pull out my new glasses and I activate them.
Okay. It says, warning, do not summon without binding with pearls. Darzad.
Huh.
And then there's a little latch key for the box to open up.
So, I don't think we should open this. It says to not summon without binding it with pearls.
Pearl.
Does anyone know what pearls are used to bind?
Well, it's a shackle. Perhaps the pearl goes inside?
So, meanwhile, behind on the other side of the wall, Kai has found a rock and just chucks it at the clam.
Whoa!
To get it to open, and then immediately shoots the clam.
Roll attack. Roll attack.
I thought you infused the rock with
Yeah.
spell strike.
That'd have been funny, but no. Ooh, low. I'm hero pointing that. No, that's
You're
not fun.
pointing and then shooting the clam.
Yes, I'm hero pointing. Shooting
We're on a
this
clam hunt tonight.
Meat's
It wouldn't be cool if it fails. Okay, that's a total of 21.
21. How much damage?
Oh, some. 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not dead. The clam is then going to stride. Yeah. Have you played Banjo-Kazooie? It like hops, like it takes its tongue and drags itself along, and it's going to stride, and then last action, munch. 27 versus AC.
Let's hold on. Let me see.
27.
Oh yeah, that barely hits. Yeah.
Is it a crit?
No, it's not a crit.
Oh, thank God.
Would it crit anyway?
12 points of piercing damage as it like, oh, it just made my own ears ring.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
sorry if that
loud.
clapped loud for you, Chad. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
12 points.
It clamps down on you.
Sorry, dear listeners.
Well, since I'm in its mouth, I'm just gonna, I have the scroll infused in my gun, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna smack the gun against it. I'm gonna spell it.
Okay,
I'm
that'll
gonna
kill
shock
it this
and grasp
time for
again.
sure. And it just like snaps open, and this time it does cough out a sizable pearl. Now, here's the thought. This pearl, probably worth about 100 gold pieces by itself. So, it's your choice whether to take it or use it.
Well, I don't know what this is for.
Yeah.
I've not been around for any of it.
Big pearl.
I should have just put a spell strike in the rock. And Kai's gonna walk
You were
back over.
expecting to chomp
holding
towards you.
Yeah, I thought it could. I didn't think it could move outside of the ocean.
I was so sad. They have giant clams in Pathfinder 1E and not in 2E, so I had to like homebrew it over real quick and do a little quick modification. They're still pretty nasty.
There's clams in Pathfinder 2.
Yeah, there are now.
And Kai walks back out from behind the behind the wall. One of you were looking for a ball.
Yeah, put it in the shackle up there. There's a nice ramp, and I'm gonna try and scale the other one since it's
Okay,
less accessible.
without being in combat, you're Wesley.
Pearl in a shackle? That's sort of strange. And Kai walks up the ramp and
Yep.
sticks the pearl in the shackle.
It attaches and like locks itself in and begins humming quietly. And the shackle clinks out and like chains itself around empty air, but it's now softly glowing white and like hanging up in the air.
What the hell are we doing here?
What's going on with the other shackle? Is it also empty?
It's empty. It needs a pearl.
Is there another giant pearl or a giant clam? I'll be looking.
You know, I would make you search, but like with enough time, you guys are looking around. They're in the water.
Yeah, I was about to
You
say,
gotta
like,
dive.
just check the water. Do I have to do it?
I mean, I can give it a go, but I can't exactly
already
cast anything.
He's already been naked.
And I can go with him with my trident.
Okay.
All right, then I'll just fetch the one that Kai killed and put it in our dinghy.
You got it. All right. You can roll survival to see if you successfully harvest the meat. What are you guys doing?
Since I can hold my breath the longest, go diving for pearls.
What you gonna do when you come to a giant clam?
Fight, apparently.
The timing was perfect.
I thought that was on purpose, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would attempt to just
I'm going with him. Just
stab
in
it
case.
in its
Yeah.
meaty bits. if I
Okay.
can.
You have to try and kill it before it hits you. So go ahead and make your attack.
Can I assist?
I rolled a 20
You
for
can
that.
hit-
Yeah, bait it for me.
Yeah.
You can both attack and see if you kill it.
Okay.
I rolled a 20 for that survival.
20, you got the meat. I would say that between the clams that you're collecting, 1 day of supplies.
So that's a 30?
30 hits, go ahead and roll damage. And if Brooks manages to kill it, it won't get a snap at you guys.
It's not a crit.
Okay. A 30 is a crit, yes.
Alright, then I get my deadly die.
I think I only rolled like a 10.
Okay, let's see if
rolled...
You hit Panache anyway,
Let's see if you kill it.
Last combat.
No, I don't have Panache. It doesn't last outside of combat.
Ah.
9... Wait, double that. 18 plus 6 is 24.
And roll a percent die.
Percent die?
You might have to go clam hunting.
Oh.
You must kill more zebras to collect more zebra hooves.
27.
27.
No pearl?
No pearl.
Ugh, okay.
Well, you don't need the breath, but I do, so I'm gonna go up.
Okay, you go up and breathe. All right, you want to try it for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
All
attack
right.
this one.
This one will be guaranteed if you can get it. Just for the sake of brevity here.
Wow.
20.
I just want to see if you get it.
16.
Hits.
Sake of brevity.
Hits.
Oh. Breathity.
9 damage.
Okay.
9 plus 2. 11.
So it's 20 total.
20 total. All right, it's going to take 1 chomp at you guys. Both of you roll reflex saves.
To see who's slowest.
Yeah.
28.
It's more like a trap, I guess, than a
It's
monster.
gonna be me.
28.
Oh, you just dart out of the way.
14.
14.
No.
All right. Roll max damage. Brooks,
No.
you take 20 points of damage
Oh my god.
as it actually bites onto Brooks' arm and like almost takes the
You see
arm off.
bubbles.
And like
No, don't open your mouth.
yeah. So like you just have to like as it's like biting down, you can feel it like taking your arm. You have to take the fighter's fork and just and eventually pry it open and a pearl comes up.
As do I.
The clams are deadlier than the genie.
I'll bring the pearl to the other shackle.
And you would insert it.
Yeah.
And it flies up to the air. And then they both just suspended in the air, glowing quietly.
Is it safe to open that box now?
Yeah, can you, what did I read again?
Warning. Do not open without binding with pearls. Darzad.
Darzad is the guy that signed this. I think that might, we should maybe look up. Does anyone know who Darzad is?
I hope it's not who we just killed.
That would be
It's Dazrad spelled backwards. If that
Would that be?
society, I guess. Yeah, we can roll some society.
Could I persuade you for an occult? I don't know if it.
24.
Not an occult.
Okay.
Arcana, maybe.
24.
24?
18.
No.
20.
Oh no, I didn't get it based on what everyone else is
The
saying.
name does not ring any bells to you guys.
It's interesting. Something with a nearly symmetrical name.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it. I open it.
Okay. Inside is a small oil lamp. A brass oil lamp.
Alright, now I know y'all have heard stories about these. Who wants to do it?
Hold on.
What the fuck is going on?
You
There
never
was-
saw the genie.
I have no idea.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, he never saw it. 'Cause
Oh, you never saw the genie?
Yeah, he went around the wall.
Yeah, we fought a gem. I think this is its lamp, but I think it's bound to us now.
You think he'd be mad?
That's what the pearls are for.
It's a wind gin. I bet we could get like a push
I mean,
in our boat.
do we gonna waste a gin on a push?
No, I'm just talking about what we can bargain for in addition.
Hypothetically speaking, would we be able to learn where that thing is that Melicotto wants by talking to the Jinn?
I don't know. I'm a little bit scared to rub this thing, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I'm sure he's pissed at
Yeah,
me.
well, we got pearls, and apparently that's all it takes.
Oh, he hasn't seen you.
What, you want us to hide?
I mean, I figured I would make myself scarce. I don't think it would go well.
Everyone can hide, and Kai can rub it.
Are
I
you
mean-
asking me to rub the lamp?
Touch nothing but the lamp. I don't know why I
I don't
I'm
think Kai
gonna,
gets the reference.
I'm gonna go swim down and get the 2 clams that they killed.
Got you.
I'm gonna hide.
Do you want me to roll survival?
No, you've already collected your day's supply, so
Okay.
like that's part of it.
Gotcha. Never mind.
What you got?
Are you guys hiding, or are you just standing
Yeah, I
there?
hide underneath the
I was
rock.
giving them time to do their thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll
I'm gonna rub
go.
this lamp in a second.
Okay.
I'll go sit behind the wall, but I'll get Imris to like sit on the wall so that I can at least.
And he like kind of covers you just in
No,
case,
at the
break.
top.
Oh, on top
so
of
that
the wall.
he can,
Gotcha.
so that he can see what's happening.
All right, he's peeking. You rub the lamp.
Yeah, rub the lamp.
Blue smoke begins to billow out of the lamp and swirl up, and you hear, "Ah!" and the wind surges out and slices out the trees, cutting the grass, blasting back bits of this area, and you can kind of tell what destroyed the building now as his hands getting locked in and the pearls begin to glow. And the Jinn looks down upon you, his red eyes glowing in anger. He's spitting and snarling through his dark blue lips. Always with you mortals, your greed, your lust, and look, I was mere moments away from freedom, and yet you shackle me.
Why are you... Who imprisoned you here?
The wizard Darzad. 10,000 curses upon him and his lineage.
Why did he do that?
Why any wizard would trap a Jinn. Power. Using me for his own whims. Draining me. Taking my powers from the plane of air and using them of his own.
What would you do if you were free?
Seek revenge.
Against Darzad?
Specifically, yes.
And no one else?
He does not answer that question. Just be done with it. Know that my powers were greatly drained by Darzad, but you may make your wish. So what is it, mortal? Power? Wealth? Or love? What is it that your heart desires that I may grant?
They're gonna be pissed at me for this one. And Kai walks up the ramp where he previously put the pearl in the shackle and pulls the pearl back out of the shackle.
His hand like falls down and he looks at the other one and you can see him like gathering strength and the wind picking up and his eyes like flare red a little bit and the wind begins to pick up a little bit. What's everyone else doing at this point?
Hiding deeper.
I'm like behind the shell for cover. I'm like peeking out and like angrily whispering at Kai.
Yeah.
This wasn't part of the plan.
Hey, Cordelia
I've just sunk closer into the wall, and I'm like, I swear to the gods, if that thing comes after us again.
I'm just examining the structure of the wall in front of me and wondering if it's going to fall on top of me whenever the wind gets worse.
It might.
Look, I don't really know what's going on other than it's clear Darzad wanted your power. And Kai's like climbing up the other, he's like doing the parkour thing up the other rocks of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really hoping you're not about to immediately kill me for this. But I'm not okay with this. And he pulls the other pearl out of the other shackle.
He breathes. I would require, and he points to the lamp, to truly be free. No, he just needs you to give him the lamp. You can see him remaining very calm, but like hyperventilating. He's like,
I'm going to give you this lamp. I need an oath that you're not going to harm me or my crew.
by the 4 winds. I swear it.
I want to check and see if I know what the 4 winds like refer, like if it means anything special to him or if it's just a general, like, you know, I know the concept of the 4 winds, right? Versus like I'm assuming that's religion, so I'm rolling religion.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I probably don't know anything though. It's 14.
14. In general, like, people worship the winds in different ways. They give, like, personalities to them. Like, the north wind is very cold. It's like the god of ice and wind. Whereas the south wind is very fair and regal. The east wind brings speed and a haste. They pray to different winds for different sailors. Kind of, it's a superstition kind of thing. They're not like traditional gods, but more like a primal sort of spiritual god. But he's speaking of them like they might be entities that he knows and connects to.
Yeah.
He might actually talk to wind, you know?
All right. Freedom is yours.
He takes the lamp and crushes it beneath his hands. Willingly given. This bond is broken. And he lets the brass pieces just tumble to the ground. Oh, when you pull the pearls out of the shackle, they have shattered to dust. Yeah, their energy is spent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just the residue on them.
Revenge! He screams, and a wind surges across, and a tornado whips up and like threatens to knock you off the island, and he lands. But patient. My powers are not what they were. You have shown quality above that of your kind, the humanoid races. Many have come here seeking wealth, power. Their insatiable curiosity leads them deeper and deeper. Many I have failed, and others have continued to abuse me. Yet so freely you give my freedom from bondage.
Yeah, I know what it's like to feel shackled.
He smiles. I will speak to the winds and tell them of your qualities, for whatever good that may do. In the meantime, I will keep my word and not kill these interlopers. And he throws like a wind blade, like cuts open some bushes, like where Ernie is, like, and like a rock like falls down right next to Brooks. And instead, I will still grant you your wish. So tell me, power, wealth, or love, what do you desire? His powers are limited. They've been drained by the wizard, so he does not have the power to grant a full wish. He has those three categories: power, wealth, or love.
Do you think he'll join the crew?
No, I don't.
Surely that's what's in his power.
Captain really wants number 2.
Chat, we usually try to make decisions in character. We like to, it's a role-playing game, right? But it's a game, and sometimes you have to supersede that. I want fucking power!
This pact is sealed. And he reaches into the sky, and a lightning bolt strikes down, and the lightning bolt strikes into his hand, and it catches on fire, and the flame ripples out into the shape of a gun, and the gun lowers down into your hands. The power of the sky and the storms are yours. When you destroy them, do it in the name of the four winds. Revenge! He scatters, and you guys see a hurricane force wind just press out in all directions.
Turn back to the ship. It's okay.
Hey, you can see the boat go, but then it settles down again.
It's
You
just
see
moved
people
in a
fall
perfect circle because it has to say saved
Yeah.
by his law.
I will send you.
A full 3 seconds later, a cannon shoots at the island.
All right. So, as you guys gather up yourselves, living on your I don't even know what to say about that. You see Kai's new gun. It is of brass and intricate design, shaped like the screaming, almost like a dragon's, but a more mystical serpentine creature with an open jaw for the barrel. It has multiple ridges and circular lines that lead up that make you think that maybe this shoots more than just bullets. It's gorgeous and will require 2 hands to wield, much more powerful and larger than your Giselle. Collecting the clams, gathering your spirits, you all head back to the Windfall with a little bit more, I guess, guidance in your sails as you decide where to sail to next. That's where we're going to go ahead and end our session for today. And we'll see you next time on the Sleeping Sea.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for hanging out. We're gonna go do a raid in just a little bit. Thank you everyone that was
Thanks
being
for the
here.
help.
Thank you for all the gift subs. Thank you for all the lurkers. Thank you for people that are just checking out the channel for the first time and hanging out. Be sure to check out the YouTube and catch any VODs that you don't know. Catch up with our characters in the Discord and join in the discussions there. And yeah, we love you all very much, and we'll see you next week on the Sleeping Sea. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.